Okay. Hello. It is Friday, and to my knowledge, we did not have a bold live today, and so we are all in the yard. Hey, Miss Libra Queen. You know you can jump on this mic anytime you want, no pressure. I think we're waiting on everybody else to show up. But so look today, okay. I can't even remember much of anything today except for Hope was wearing the outfit that she's gonna be in when she catches Donna and Eric together. Um, Grace going to Ridge, running in there like somebody that did something to Paris that she didn't want done. This is Paris's dream come true that Carter wants her. And her mama went running the ridge. I swear, Grace went running the ridge probably the same way that Ridge went to Taylor that time Steffi and Bill had their tryst and told Taylor that Bill took advantage of Steffi and that's why Taylor shot Bill. But yeah, Grace was being so extra and unhinged.
Yeah, she was. Good evening.
Hey, darling, I really feel like this is going to be about her past. If it's not about Paris being crazy and her being about that, the way she was acting today, it's got to be something that's more related to her. Because she went in there like Carter had did something to her personally. Oh my God, Ridge. Oh my God, Ridge. I'm so glad I found you. Oh my God, Ridge. I can't. Oh, my baby. My baby, Ridge. Oh my God, my baby. Girl, settle your ass down. Paris ain't doing nothing but what she been wanting to do since the day she laid eyes on Carter. Carter came in there and scooped her up, but she wasn't saying no, and she's not pressed. So now Paris got to go and tell Ridge that her mama is batshit crazy and he should ignore her. Like, what is really going on? I feel like it's got to be more.
That felt psychological. When Grace, hey Sam, when Grace ran up in there like that, she was like panting, like she couldn't even catch her damn breath.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, you was across the hall, lady. So it's not like you ran up 3 or 4 flights of stairs to go see Ridge. You walked across the hall. And it's like she completely lost her breath. And I'm like, well, what the hell? And then I was like, oh Lord. I'm like, first of all, I'm like, lady, you would be the one to sit up here and get your child out of a job. I mean, we know that's not how this is gonna go. But if your daughter was being harassed, like you say she was, why you wasn't in there trying to pull Carter away from your child? Because you know what you said wasn't 100% true. Now the thing about it is that Grace was like 98% wrong today, and she was 2% right. Because there was a little truth, just not the way she meant it.
Right.
She said that Carter was manipulating her daughter. Truth is, he is. He is using Paris's feelings that that Carter has for her to get her to believe that they have something. Now, the thing is, I really wish people would read between the lines when people talk to them, because when Carter talked to Paris, mixed in with his gibberish, there was not a "I love you" or "I realize that you are the right woman for me" or none of that.
She know all of that, and ain't nobody manipulating Paris. Paris is in full awareness of where he stand, and she don't care where she stand as long as she up in the middle. Ain't nobody manipulate her. What her mama is doing is overstepping and treating the situation as though somebody is dragging her. Ain't nobody dragging her.
No. That part Grace is dead wrong for. But the thing is, Carter's not right either. Carter's not going back to Paris because he feels this overwhelming love for her. He's sitting up there like somebody handed him a bill of sale and told him, sorry, buddy, your chance to have a family is going to expire in the next 60 days. So you need to get on it. And so that's the only reason he's rolling back to her. Now, is he going to tell her that? I don't think so. He's not going to tell her that he's still fully in love with Quinn. and that he's settling for her because he wants to just be married and have a child with somebody. So no, Carter's not giving her full disclosure. This is what you call lying by omission. That's the shit that he's on right now.
What Grace did was she was being an alarmist. She was sitting up there throwing out trigger words to him, meaning Ridge, so he could act in her favor. He do her bidding for her. Like, you gonna throw up in his face like what he did with your father's wife. Bitch, we know where you going. And we see your directions. Mm-hmm. You are trying to get him to do what you couldn't do. And that's to step in a place that has nothing to do with you. Now, I see if she was 17, 18, 19 years old, but obviously if she's had experience in this field that she has gotten a career in at Forrester, she a full-grown woman. Mm-hmm. So now it don't mean that you can give your opinions. That's fine. You can give your opinions all day when it comes to your children and everything like that. But you cannot direct their life. You cannot hold a role in the decisions that they make because you don't live your life. So I'm fully against what she just did to Carter.
Grace is completely in the wrong. Grace is completely in the wrong to go to Ridge to try to make it sound like there's some sexual harassment kind of situations going on behind closed doors at Forrester, because that's not what this is.
Yeah, because he don't even know that Zende is fully aware of the relationship. She made it seem like that they still together, and he just rubbing up on somebody else in your family that's with somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she spun it in the most negative way possible and left out a lot of details. But so Grace going to Ridge in that fashion was 100% wrong. That's why I said she was 98% wrong. The only thing that she was right about was that Carter is manipulating Paris. He's manipulating Paris for his own means. And his own means is that he suddenly got to this place where he's so desperate to not be alone that he gonna settle for who he could be with instead of who he won't. So yes, he is manipulating Paris's feelings to that end. He is. But that ain't nothing Ridge business. That ain't got nothing to do with Ridge or sexual harassment or none of that.
I'll accept that to be fact if she outright come out of her mouth and ask him and then he deny it. Now, if she come out her mouth and ask this man, did you sort your feelings out for Quinn, or am I still in the middle, or whatever, is it done? And he outright lied to her, then yes, that's a full manipulation because she didn't ask this man and he know how he feel, whether it's in the middle or he has not sorted it out, whatever it is, and he giving her a lie, then yeah, but he did not give her any manipulation because she already is aware of where he is standing. So if she was totally blind and she never knew, she inserted herself in his business a long time ago. So if
no. Remember, this entire situation started because he put himself in Paris's business by getting in the middle of this whole engagement situation with Zende. No. That is on Carter. He is the one who started this mess can by getting in that girl business where he should have stayed out of it completely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And she also got in his business when it came to him being with Quinn. They got in each other's business. And so that's what I'm saying. So if they got that type of relationship and she asked him, did you sort your stuff out when it comes to Quinn and you? And if he outright tell her, then yes, that's a manipulation because he lied to the girl to get what he want. But we're
going to agree to disagree on this because here's what the problem is. She's not... What that is what I would call, Carter is going to use what they call weasel words to get what he wants out of Paris. Okay. Because Paris is not going to point blank say, are you with me because you can't have Quinn? It's not going to be that clean. Okay. It's not going to be that clean because no woman wants to ask a man that she desperately wants that question. Am I your backup? Am I your second choice? So it's very, very unlikely that Paris is going to phrase it like that. What Carter is going to tell her is that he wants a future with her. that those words are going to come out of his mouth, since we know he going to propose to her. And if a man is telling you he wants a future with you, then you're not supposed to have any questions beyond that, are you? He's saying he want a future, and he say he wanted with you. So you're that's supposed to answer everything, because then you kind of look shady if you're questioning him about his feelings after he gives you that kind of a statement. And he's going to give her that kind of a statement with that engagement coming.
Then you can't be manipulated.
But that's my thing. That's
if you
weasel
want to be
words.
full aware of everything, and then if you don't want to know stuff, then you want to be all in your feelings about how he coming at you, but you want to be unaware of where he coming from. Then you don't want to know nothing. Then you can't get manipulated.
But it don't work like that though. That's like saying, okay, I met a nice man. We had a great dinner. I didn't explicitly ask him if he was married with 6 children, so that's my fault because I didn't ask him that question. No,
that's not the same.
But what I mean is that that's the kind of situations people fall in relationships. Is that people are not going to explicitly ask, pinpoint on the dot, the question they need to ask to get the 100% full truth from them. And Carter is not going to go full disclosure with Paris. He's not going to say, I'm with you because I can't have Quinn. I'm with you because I don't want you interfering with Quinn's marriage or anything else like that. He's not going to say that. And furthermore, it wouldn't occur to her to even ask him if he was getting with her to stop her from saying something about him and Quinn. That would never even cross her mind.
I don't like that. I don't like that y'all making it seem like she's oblivious.
No, like, I'm not saying she's oblivious. I'm saying that Carter is not oblivious.
She's not in a fresh backing with him. I'll agree to disagree. I'll leave it like I said.
We gonna see how it plays out.
If she come at him with it and he come back at her with a lie, then I'll have to definitely say he manipulating her to get what he want out of her. But
if he just straight up lying to her, it's all good.
No,
that's on her.
No, it's not good. It's not good at all, because like karma comes back, and sometimes it comes back in threes. So you don't want to leave a trail of all these broken hearts with all. You don't. I understand. No, I don't agree with that at all. Just because that's what she was found with, don't mean you have to definitely get her what she wants. Because she was fine with it. She was fine with him being fully in love with Quinn and continuing to have a relationship with him on the side. She was fine with that. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it.
Okay, so my perspective on this.
Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Because I believe that the first topic that came up was like Grace. She's crazy. If we're looking at this from Grace's perspective, all she knows is that she has one daughter that has a broken heart, and Carter has something to do with it. We know the whole story. She don't care about the whole story. All she knows is that Carter didn't end well with one of her daughters, and she don't want Carter involved with the other. So that is enough for mommy to be going overboard. Okay, so which parent on this show doesn't go overboard with their grown ass kids? All of them do. So she's doing nothing more than the rest of the parents. Yes, she's overstepping. Yes, she's being overbearing. Yes, she's doing extra. But what she ain't is wrong. She's right about Carter. So after Carter ran in there and throwed his tongue down Paris's throat today, after he broke up with her, he was out free and clear, just like it was. He was out free and clear. He didn't have nothing left on his hands. Zende came at him and told him, go ahead and go for it. He told Zende, nah, I'm good. Carter was out. But what Carter did is he spent the last 2 weeks pouring his heart out to Quinn, how much he loves her and how much he wants to be with her and how he can't stop thinking about her. But what he did today was ran in there and snatched Paris out from the freedom of Carter to drag her ass back in. Yep. He's a grown-ass man, 40 years old, COO of a major international corporation. and he's got this girl fresh out of college sopping him up like a biscuit because he done put the dick down on him. No, Carter is a low down, dirty dog
trifling
in this situation from my perspective, and I want Grace to give him hell. I want Grace to give them hell because I also agree with you, Can, that Paris is no innocent in this whole situation.
No, she's not.
Paris
She's not.
made herself 100% available to the shenanigans of Carter. After he dumped her ass and told her it was over, she should have got a damn clue. He had already told her that he hadn't got over Quinn. So yes, she running back into it with her eyes wide shut. So I want Grace to give both of them hell. Grace is the only one that is right in this situation and the only one that is root worthy from my perspective.
That and keep it.
It's just like okay. History has proven, like you said, every parent be overstepping in their children's life on this show. And it has proven, whether it's Stephanie, whether it's Quinn, whether it's Eric, whoever is the parent and they overstep, they always end up doing the complete opposite of what they want them to do. And it always backfires. So my whole thing is, she wants him to stay away from her daughter. She wants her daughter to stay away from him. It's going to happen the complete opposite of the way she wants it. Just because how she did it today. And I don't see it happening any other way than what we already been talking about weeks back. It's going to happen even more now. Now because she done went and put Ridge in the element. That's a whole new element that did not have to be in it. She done put him in it. So now it's finna really happen. Now he's gonna have to feel like he got to propose to her because this is something different. This will show Ridge that he's meaning business, whether he's not just being a playboy and trying to hurt men in his family. So now that's another reason why he finna propose to Paris, because he finna make it look authentic, make it look official, and it's not just lollydallying and frolicking. So I'm just saying, I agree.
Well,
I don't.
One of the things is this. Here's the thing. Paris actually asked the right question, and she didn't get an answer today. After Carter finished ramming his tongue down her throat, because here's the thing. One thing I will tell you that I don't like about this entire thing, this is aside from my quarter agenda, completely aside from that. What Carter is currently doing is referred to in toxic relationships as love bombing. That's what that was. Him bum rushing into that office and shoving his tongue down that girl's throat without even so much as a hello or a how do you do or anything. That's red flag behavior. And Paris asked him why, and he didn't even give her an answer. He not an answer that made any sense. But I'm like, dude, first, I don't care how many times I screwed you. You do not run into a room if we ain't even on in that kind of a relationship. Because keep in mind, they broke up. They're not like that anymore. You don't get to run up in a room and stick your tongue in my mouth. That's not permissible at all without a discussion. And then when she asked him the obvious question, why? Because as far as she knew, he was still on the "we're not right for each other, you should give Zendaya a chance" train. He never really answered her question.
He never gave her a plain out answer. No, he didn't.
No, so there is fault. There is a lot of fault on both sides of this thing. Paris you're right. Paris is no babe in the woods, but Carter's ass is trifling because he's using Paris to feed his own needs. He's doing this without any regard for her as a person, because even if he doesn't love her, I got the feeling he at least generally liked her as a person. And you don't do stuff like this to a person who you at least respect in at least a minimal type way.
And also, I mean, think about it from Paris's perspective. She has this guy that she had a quick little hot fling with that she fell for because maybe he had the demon deep, and he broke up with her. She was brokenhearted, and she went on about her life. You know, she went on here. She was fantasizing about him, but who don't when you just break up with somebody? And then all of a sudden, he walks through the door and plants one on it and say that he can't go on without her. So what? So wouldn't she automatically think, "Wow, I did at least let him go, and he came back to me." So how was she really in the wrong here? I mean, literally, this is not her chasing Carter because Carter had already
Oh
done
no. I don't think she chasing him, not at all. But I'm just
because
saying
that
she's
was a
not.
clean slate. That was a clean break. So this is a brand new start of a relationship. And the brand new start of this relationship is Carter coming into the room to a single Carter coming into the room to a single Paris and slobbing her down and professing his commitment to her. This is the beginning of a new relationship. And in this point, now this is here comes Bradley Bell where he likes to mag us, right? And do the gaslighting. We all know everything that happened before ain't gonna disappear. But in his world, this is the beginning of a new relationship. Now Paris is going to end up being the wrong party in this, to much to our chagrin.
Mm-hmm.
And this
She
just
is.
adds to the matter.
And the worst part is the last time I got a whiff of something this toxic? The last time I got a whiff of something this toxic was when Wyatt decided he wanted Sally back after the truth about Flo came out. Remember how Sally was all like, well, we could give our relationship a try, but I want to take it slow. I got hurt last time. I want you to respect me and treat me well, etc., etc. He was on her like gravy on rice.
Like you said with the love bomb.
He love bombed her. He bombed her into not taking things slow because he felt this desperate need to move forward past Flo because he didn't want to admit that he was still in love with a damn felon.
And
so
he proposed to Sally, which was something that he hadn't even done before.
No, he had no
100 times worse.
And he had no plans to propose to Sally. He proposed to Sally to convince himself that he was moving past Flo. This is the same kind of toxic ass Pat man behavior.
Now that you brought that up, darling, do you think that's what he's doing with these two characters? He's mimicking, he's replaying what Wyatt did to Sally because it's kind of flowing that way now that you brought it up.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if this story is gonna end with Paris faking an illness or something, but it's the
pregnancy.
same.
Maybe faking an illness, but she gonna be faking something. And I think it's a pregnancy.
I hope it's a real pregnancy too.
It could be. All I know is I know toxic. Bold is full of toxic men. Amaya said that shit correct. But this particular toxic pattern of throwing yourself at this other woman to try to get the woman you really want out of your head, I ain't seen that since Wyatt pulled that shit with Sally because it stuck in my car because I really liked Wally as a relationship.
Me too.
When it went down like that, it broke my heart because I was like, ain't nothing happened. Sally ain't did nothing to deserve that.
No, she
when
didn't.
Wyatt was trash for it.
Well, we all know that it's gonna happen that way if they sleep together. If they show them make love again, it's gonna play out like that. It's gonna play out like that.
Once that damn engagement, once that damn "will you marry me" pops up, I'm hoping that Carter has at least enough taste not to get a ring from Quinn, but we never know. I'm hoping he's not that damn tacky.
Yeah.
But she gonna be expecting some engagement dick. Let's be frank. I mean, aside from that mess with Grace and them, today was interesting to me because we got something we have been lacking: information. First, we found out where Katie's ass has been all this time, at least according to the script. She's been at International.
She was at International.
Yes, she was at International because Will is away at boarding school. Right. So I'm assuming his boarding school is in Europe and it's close to the International. And she just parked it over there for the last few months. And we also got confirmation that, her and Bill are still going at it with him trying to woo her. I'm so tired of this.
You know what? That's not even funny anymore.
It isn't.
It's not even funny anymore. It's just it's insulting to this point. It's sickening to hear. It's even more sickening to hear it on screen. It is the most sorry, pathetic thing that the showrunners are allowing to happen at this point. I mean, it's and off screen. Can't you come up with at least they doing something different? I mean, why
It,
can't Bill and Will went skydiving or something? Why is Bill just trying to woo Katie back? That's it. Is that the only reason why he exists off screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, basically, that's what I'm hearing. When he off
Mhm.
screen, or when Katie's on screen, that's all Bill does. Because we
Yeah.
see that Bill does other shit when we don't
Mhm.
Yeah.
see Katie. When we don't see Katie, Bill is after Brooke. So you know what? They need to stop making Katie look like a damn fool.
It's
Mhm.
ridiculous because, and here's the part that's cracked, is that just so everybody is on the same page, Bill and Katie have been on the outs, and he's been trying to get her back ever since Quinn busted her with that video of
Yeah.
Brooke and Bill kissing. That was in March of 2020. This was
Mhm.
like early COVID. This was like almost
Just
pre-COVID.
the
That's
week
how
before.
we didn't
Right.
exactly.
That was
We
probably the last
Yeah, it
gathering
was.
before COVID.
It was the week
exactly.
before the
So
shutdown.
Bill has spent the entire pandemic trying to win Katie back. What the hell?
Off screen.
I'm off
Only when
screen,
Katie's
of
on
course.
screen though. Because when we see Bill, he's sniffing around the hem of Brooke's skirt. Look, waiting for a crumb to fall off the table.
Well, I will say that much for Katie. Katie may be a Logan, but she's not crazy. She's apparently not stupid either, which is why she asked Hope exactly what she asked her.
And
Which is like,
that is a shame all by itself. In that entire sentence you just said.
it is. It is. It's
For
a
the
shame you even
aunt
have
to
to ask
ask
it.
the niece whether the sister is still the highlight of the ex's dreams. Like that is so pathetic. That is beyond like why are these intelligent women supposedly
No, why are these
are written as
misogynistic
such
men? Why
fools?
are these misogynistic head writers still writing trash like this?
That
I
is
mean,
ridiculous.
literally, it's
It is
ridiculous
ridiculous.
that they want to put a pecking order on, like you said, beautiful, intelligent women that otherwise should be doing great things and valued for other than what position they play for the men on the sorry men on this show. It's not
Yes.
even what's up with the character, it's what's up with these men that's writing this trash. I
Facts.
mean, literally, they
Mm-hmm.
have all these women running around here begging for the attention of trash men. The only exception to that rule is Steffi and Finn, where Finn worships the ground she walks on and hasn't done shit to her yet. And I said yet
It
because
it
Because
I'm
we know
talking
who's
about
still
Finn.
writing
exactly.
the script. Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah,
was
because
like I was like, oh my goodness. So the first there's that. Then also a small minor note, they had mimosas at lunch. So once again, Hope had a drink in her hand. I just wanted to put that out there.
yes, I saw that. I saw that.
Because I will say I am going to stand up proud and tall if this story comes to fruition. So
Which it
that
is.
drinks the day after get the credit that it deserves for
Yes,
calling that.
it is. It's gonna happen. It's too much. It's way too much. At this point, every time I see her, I'm looking for the drink. That's how bad it's gotten. Like I'm noticing it more and more. Like every time she's on script, she plays with a or the drink in her hand.
Well,
Like
I think that whoever's stepped in, they're doing that a lot with all the characters actually. Taylor
Build
and
up.
Ridge always have a cup coffee around them and cups of coffee. There's actually food on Steffi's table that Taylor picks at. So I think that I'm not playing a lot into just the fact that she was drinking today because it was a coffee cup. But I think overall, in general, there's more real live food and drinks on the set.
So we had them meeting for brunch, or which was apparently unexpected. I guess the sisters were going to surprise Brooke, but she wasn't available. And then we had what happened. Then so they did cover some interesting territory. One, they did go ahead and ask Donna if there was any man in her life, and of course, Donna wasn't going to tell the truth. But it does give us a perspective because the outfit that Hope is wearing is the same outfit that's in the preview pictures. So all of this Eric and Donna getting busted shit is gonna happen probably inside of the same day.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is going to be interesting. Though I will say one thing that caught me by surprise. I missed the first part of the show because they had weather alerts in my area. So
There
I
was
had
no
to,
opening credits.
yeah. Oh, so I went back and I had to watch it on the app. And so when Ridge and Quinn were in his office, when I said F you, Ridge, so loud, girl, I was like, well, he was like, well, you lucky that you
You
even
see him at
have
all.
him.
Right.
I was like, F you, Ridge. I'm like, look at here. No, see, that's not how forgiveness goes if you decide you're gonna forgive your spouse. Either you forgive them and you move forward or you don't. And that kind of attitude that Ridge had is exactly why Eric is making a mess of this entire situation right now.
Well,
Because
he's
he's a,
the same
he,
way.
hmm?
Eric is the same way.
Exactly. That's
Mhm.
where apparently that's where Ridge get it from. This is some severe nature versus nurture shit because he obviously learned this attitude from his Paul.
Well, don't forget that's how Brooke is too, though.
Hmm?
Everybody has that. Oh, you. If I do it, it's excused, and everybody just needs to forget about it because I've
But
learned
that's
my
all the
lesson.
yeah, that's all the characters though. Honestly, that's every single damn one of them. All of them will get on their hind legs and look down on somebody for something. Remember when Steffi was in that office with Ridge? It was Steffi and Ridge. Where was Finn? Finn was home, I think, and he was probably at the house with Paris. And Steffi was trash talking. Well, Ridge was trash talking Quinn, but Steffi co-signed it because Quinn cheated on Eric with Carter. I was like, girl, and I'm Taylor first, Steffi first, period.
Hmm.
But I
But you
rolled my
rolled your
eyes so
eyes.
hard. You should
Hmm.
have just kept your mouth.
Like
You
y'all
shouldn't
living
have
in
said
some glass
nothing.
damn houses. Come on
Right?
now.
My girl should have gave one of her classic looks in no words. I would have been all right, but she had the nerve to chime in like, "Girl, no, you didn't." So, anywho, they all hypocrites, but some of them are hypocrites more than others because Steffi never ever claims to be a saint. She be the first one to take her lumps, admit the mistake, and beg for forgiveness forever. Some people I've never heard apologize for shit.
True. So I was like, you know what, Ridge? You get on my nerve. And I was thinking to myself, okay, so then Quinn had to leave and she ended up going home. And I was like, of course, Eric is there fantasizing about his time with Donna again. I'm like, you honey dipped old fogey. And then I guess part of what gets on my nerves is this. It really makes me sick to see Quinn repeatedly humble herself to Eric like this.
Don't that make you sick?
Knowing, yeah, no, it does make me sick. That it makes me sick that she repeatedly humbles herself, not just to Eric, but to the people in his life, as like, her mea culpa for her affair. Because yes, she did have an affair. She did cheat on her husband. All the while, though, we all know good and damn well that he's really a honey dip, dirty, double dealing son of a bitch. Which is why I'm assuming that the reason they're doing this is so the narrative is actually read the way that we're perceiving it. Because there is nothing that shows Eric in a good light in this. Your wife is being all concerned about you. She's humbling herself to you repeatedly, completely throwing her own ego and sense of pride to the side because her marriage is more important to her than her ego and her pride. And here you are, always covered in honey residue on the slick side. Huh.
And remember, this is a brand new start to a relationship. Eric, the one, decided to tear up the papers and stay married to Quinn. Remember when she was walking out the door and he started playing that song on the piano, and she walked around and she came back over there to him, and he was singing that song that he always sang to her about it has to be you or it had to be you, and she started playing those keys with him. I remember because I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
stand Eric and I was mad that she stayed with him, but the scene actually brought me to emotional satisfaction at that point. And I was like, I could live with Quinn and Eric. I actually could. I could live with Quinn and Eric if
I
that
mean,
was the
if
end
we
game.
wasn't gonna get quote, I was like, okay, I guess if we can't have, what we originally wanted, I guess at least it looked like they're gonna try to make a go of their relationship again. But
Like
then
mature
we
people.
found out what we found out, and well, that's another story.
I was looking forward for Eric being at 100 years old that would actually work out a marriage and relationship. I was actually not disappointed at him and Quinn ending up that way at the piano. I actually enjoyed it. And now to turn around and put us right back in that same position showed actually no growth, but a regression of Eric, the matriarch, into like a cad. And this storyline, like you said, does nothing for Eric. It makes him look like trash. And that's why my payoff, like I said, is Quinn getting the house, and having Donna serving her coffee every morning.
Oh, that was the other thing. When I said that this was a good information episode, remember when Ridge started talking to Quinn, what was the first thing out of his mind? Talking about how the sales from her jewelry line were
Yeah,
even better
right.
than last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
last year, that's what Eric was talking about cutting it, and Carter told him he bet not.
Mm-hmm.
And he
So
said,
Did you guys notice that this past week we've seen a lot of Quinn in her jewelry? We saw her
a
fit
lot.
Petra. We saw her another day. She was sitting at the desk designing her jewelry, and she's designing today. So I feel like that's going to play a big role. And
Yes,
maybe she will say the best way to hurt Forrester is to take her jewelry.
Which actually has a lot more credence than I would have given it 2 years ago. Because aside from when Carter, because that's the thing, when they had this partnership between Quinn Artisans, because of course, based on how this is all built, this is an exclusive contract. You can't get Quinn's jewelry outside of Forrester Creations.
exactly,
You come to
exactly,
Forrester if you want that.
exactly.
Quinn
if
is
if she gets Forrester Creations the same way that Brooke got it, I wouldn't be mad.
I mean, neither, and I'm banking on it. And I'm banking on it. And I don't mean like a 100% because I don't want Steffi to lose hers, but I
Mhm.
want her to take half of Eric's. That's all she needs
But
to
no,
have
quit.
more than Brooke.
She had 51%, and that's
She
how
can't
she got
take
it. But
Steffi's. She can't take Ridges. She
I know,
can't take
but
Quinn's.
what I'm saying is that she can get it the same way that Brooke got it, and she could be
That not
But see,
quite
at the
because
time,
they
the
have a
only owners
contract.
was Stephanie and Eric,
Right.
just the married couple. That was a married asset. They were being sued as a business, and they were the only people in the business. They had to give it up as a married joint couple, but they can't go. But she can't go. Quinn cannot go after Steffi's shares in a divorce.
no. I'm not saying that, you guys. What I'm saying is like how she was able to be shown that because of her belief formula, she was able to have so much rights and to be able to navigate how she wanted. The
Okay, I see where you're going.
You know what I'm saying?
Basically, what if there's something that the Eric didn't do because he let his pecker do all the talking, and
Yes.
because he had shoddy
Brooke
paperwork?
owned the belief. That was the problem. Brooke
She would have got a
owned the
patent on
belief
it.
patent.
She
That
would have
is
got a
why
patent
that is
behind
the
everybody's head.
only right. That is because exactly as Sam said, Eric was thinking with his little head instead of his big one. So instead of them having Forrester patent the belief formula as soon as they realized what they had, because he's a damn idiot, Brooke was able to go get a patent for it, meaning
Right.
that they legally had to compensate her with that majority share of the business because they weren't entitled to use it because she owned it. So
Right.
that same situation isn't going to quite work for Quinn because
I,
what she has is a contract with Forrester where they are in partnership. Now, what she can do is she can threaten to yank her line out from under them and tell them to kick rocks
right.
Right. Because
That's what
or
I'm
else.
saying. That's what
Quinn.
I'm saying.
Right.
I'm full aware about the belief and all that background. That's what I'm saying. If she can, just as Brooke would have threatened to take belief up out of Forrester, if Quinn threatens to take her jewelry line up out of Forrester, because all day, every day, Eric broke moral code. Like, there's a moral clause because somebody else broke the moral clause and got fired. Was it Rick or somebody?
It
But
don't.
I can't think.
Yeah. It don't even have to be that deep, because
Mm-mm.
Quinn came into the marriage with her own asset, which was called
Yeah,
Quinn Artisan Designs.
yeah.
Eric came into the marriage with his own asset, which is Forrester Creations. If Quinn says, I want to leave the marriage with what I came with, then she has that right. Now, if that put Eric would that put Forrester Creations in the red? I believe it would. Carter said that it was the biggest moneymaker.
Mm-hmm.
right? Or it was
Mm-hmm.
a huge, I don't know however he described it, but it would probably immediately put them into financial hardships. Would they
Yeah.
be able to continue
Mm-hmm.
operating and paying off their loans? Would they have to get another loan? Is they overextended? That's when we get into business storylines that ain't got nothing to do with a fashion show.
And
And
which
I'm
I
here
am
for
Right.
it.
excited for
Because
because I'm tired of all this back the behind the scenes personal. I don't give a crap about that no more. They
We
show
got
too
to have
much
some
of it.
balance. And it
They
looks
show
like
too much of
whoever
it.
took over is going into summer with all the heat, but it looks like they're starting
oh,
up that business storyline with Quinn
oh,
Artists and Design.
I just had a thought. I had a thought. I had a thought. Okay, here's the thing. Remember, when Brooke pulled the rug out from under the Foresters, they didn't have a choice because Brooke gave them an ultimatum. You either meet my terms or I take belief and I walk. The Foresters knew they were going to make mad money off of belief, so they couldn't allow that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. A thought just clicked in my head. The spoilers that we had in the summer preview about Bill don't make any sense. Remember
Oh
how
my
we kept
God.
saying that it sounded like Bill was going to get a business opportunity from somewhere? It didn't really sound like a romance spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I have
So it's
absolutely
gonna be
right. And it
Quinn.
says something to do with his
So it's gonna
business
be him
savvy
and
and good
Quinn.
fortune.
what if
Yes,
this is the business opportunity?
because Wyatt, she's about to confide in Wyatt.
Yep.
Aha! I gotta go find that wording for that spoiler.
I remember Bill takes advantage of Bill's charm and charisma takes advantage of an opportunity. And we when with charm and opportunity, everybody went with love interest, but he is charming
Mm-hmm.
and he is charismatic, but he can talk people into things. Now he
And he
talked
has
Donna.
never.
Didn't he talk Donna into
Yes,
getting
he
half
did.
of Eric's shares and
Yes, he
selling
did.
them to him? So how
Yes, he did.
about Bill? It's gonna talk Quinn into selling him her 18.5%.
Lord,
And
we
yeah,
really are reliving really are reliving a lot of old stories.
I was
Good
yes.
about to
mercy.
say, Casey did say they have repeated storylines. It would not be surprising to me if that happened again.
But I would prefer that Quinn kept her 18.5. Now, if Quinn got kept full ownership of Quinn Artisan Design and got to be like co-CEO and kicked Ridge out, I would love that too. Because when Steffi teamed up would be over 51%. And those two
Mhm.
women could control all the men and all the Forrester women would have to
Yes.
bow to them in
Yes.
business. Let's see if they bold enough to do that and actually give them power because they have not let Steffi use her Forrester power period since
You
2018.
um not to change the subject, but did you guys see the article that Tara posted today about Hope is headed for hard times?
No, I did not.
Was it a what?
Yeah.
Wait, was it from She Knows Soaps or She Knows Nothing, as I call them sometimes?
You know,
They get on my nerves.
yeah.
No,
I feel like they be listening to our cast because I sure saw them say something about the
talking about the
potential for
drinking.
Me
having.
too.
Talking about
Uh-huh.
the drinking.
Me
Right,
too.
right,
Mm.
right.
Savvy, bold, and beautiful viewers have seen the signs. Hope may be developing an unhealthy relationship with
I
alcohol.
seen it. Yes,
That
I
that is
seen it.
straight. That
Going
is straight
on.
from Bubbles pot space in pot. This was back when you was doing the spaces and the
Yeah, we were still on
y'all.
Spaces then.
Yeah,
Every
we were
time
still
we
doing
see her
spaces then.
lately, she's got a drink in her hand. Today it was a beer. I was
And
Yeah,
today it was a mimosa.
but and she had a coffee cup, but she done had coffee cups before. Who's to say what's in the cup? Like Phaedra Parks.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't read anything about coming up on hard times, but we have talked about how it seems like they're revamping Hope. They're making Hope more normal, in my opinion, where she dresses more
More of an
normal,
adult.
right?
Yeah, that's what
And
I brought
she's
up last week.
trying to
Like
have
she,
sex because she never was sexual. That was always the thing about Hope, though. Well, she was sexual with Wyatt, but
yes,
they're
yes.
making her want to have sex all the time. Now she's drinking and going out
That's
with
what.
girls, like they actually trying to grow her up to an adult. So
But if you remember Kim Mottola, her entire wardrobe was tight, form-fitted
It
dresses,
was, but
especially
she was
after
immature.
that first wedding.
Right, but
When
she was
she,
still very immature. So
well,
she
yeah,
always
well,
had the look. Yeah. But
her
that Kim Matula
mentality
always had
didn't
style.
match. Right.
Kim Matula always had style. To me, she dressed better than Steffi because Steffi was a lot more tomboyish and she always had on
Mm-hmm.
pants and she was
Mm-hmm.
always on her bike with a biker jacket. So Steffi was more tomboyish
Okay.
and Hope was
Not to
more.
not to take a step back, but I found the exact wording. It says Bill is at the right place at the right time, and he's going to take his charm and his power and his good fortune and
Yes.
really make an imprint on this story coming up that we have this summer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put my money down on this pickleball nasty ass honey situation that Eric then got himself switched up in is going to be very costly because it's not going to be limited to him just having to fork over some of his shares to Donna.
Nope. And you
That
know
and
what?
that might
Mess,
And if
mess,
you
and
mess.
that
remember,
would be
Hey,
that was
Steven.
perfect.
if you remember the storyline with Donna, he did the same thing with Donna. He played on her sensibility when her
Hmm.
feelings about
Hmm.
how Eric treated her and
Right,
how he's
right.
coming to get the raw end of the deal. And
Hmm.
so he's gonna do that with his baby mama, and
Hmm.
he's going to tell her, "Oh, you deserve better than this. You're much smarter than this, Quinn. I expect more out of you." Yeah,
Right.
it's
Right.
gonna.
And
Yeah.
that might be the nail that puts the coffin in Bill and Katie. Because
Could
Katie,
be.
is not gonna like that. And if she start preaching down at Bill, um, yeah, he might turn to Brooke again. Especially because we know when Sheila breaks out, the Ridge is not living with Brooke.
No, he has not
And
returned
since
back to her house yet.
Katie is right on the scene, talking about Bill and Brooke, talking about, I wonder if he always wants to be with Brooke. How pathetic that they brought her out to do that. It's so shameful.
Ugh, that's
So
awful.
if to me, it's got to be to talk up Bill and Brooke. It's not to be talking up Bill and Katie. I mean, that didn't look like it was warm and fuzzy for Bill and Katie to anybody, did it?
Not to
No,
me. I mean,
no.
Katie just feels like she's resigned to the fact that she loves Bill Spencer. Okay, she accepts that. She even said it. That it's not possible for me to not love him, but I think that he's always going to want to be with Brooke, and that is like a deal breaker. No, who the hell wants to be with that with a man, even if there is his baby, even if he is her baby daddy, who she knows that if her sister ever conveniently becomes single, she's in the dust.
Uh-huh.
That's the kind of shit that puts you in a padded cell.
Right.
Right,
Exactly.
she's a
And that
I
placeholder.
mean,
pretty
that's
much would end Katie and Bill, because even if Quinn sold her shares, she could still demand a position at Forrester because of
Oh
Quinn
yeah.
Artisan Design. So she could
Mm-hmm.
be
uh-huh.
Quinn Artisan
As a,
Design, have a position, and sell shares to Bill. She ain't even got to sell all of them. She could sell half of them. You feel me? Bill would just be happy to get an in.
again,
Ooh,
And you
because
know what I
he
needed to
gonna be
be?
there every day with that 1%.
I need Bill to get enough shares so that if he decides to give Steffi anymore, she'll have 51%. How many of those shares would Steffi got 37? How much she need now,
He needs
y'all?
3.5.
nah, he ain't gonna give Steffi no more. Now, what is gonna
13
happen?
point
I
was it
don't.
13.5?
She
He ain't
got the
gonna give
same
him. He
amount
ain't
as
gonna give him
Eric.
to her. Nah, of course not. But I just want him to have that much, just so I could see that the writers have some damn foresight.
Well, one thing I will say is that
That's all I'm saying. Because
uh,
Steffi is going to be the majority shareholder.
yes, she will.
Once Eric have to bust down half, Steffi still would have 37.5%. Eric would have 18.5. Quinn would have 18.5. Ridge got 15 and Thomas got 5. No,
Mm-hmm.
Ridge got 20 and Thomas got 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So Steffi would still be majority shareholder either way. I don't care how they split down, but I need some foresight so Steffi can end up eventually with 51% in total complete control with the controlling interest at Forrester Creations. I'm
But
going to digress on that.
I just don't see Bill. If Bill is able to convince Quinn to give him that a portion, even sell him really. If she's able to convince Bill to sell him a portion, even if it's half of whatever she gets out of Eric, even if she gets half of what Eric has. I don't see him giving enough to Steffi to give her majority shareholder, to give her majority power for exactly that reason. Because if she's the majority shareholder, if she's got 51%, she don't have to go through nobody else for a damn thing. Her word is
What
law.
she
But so
would do?
listen though,
I don't
this
think
I'm
Quinn would
talking about
give
her
Bill
side.
anything. I
I
think
think
she,
I
if
mean,
she gave it to
sell. That's what I
anybody,
mean,
she
sell.
gonna give it to Wyatt
Maybe.
because listen, because Bill has not done for his son with her as he has done with Liam. So if she gets anything, she's gonna get information and advice from Bill, and she's going to take it and run with it. Okay, great. I got a leg up for my son, and this is something that she's always wanted. She always want to have her son have the things that equals out to the same stuff that Liam got. And if it gotta come from Forrester, it's gonna come from Forrester. It's a shame it ain't gonna come from Spencer, but at least Wyatt will have his own shit.
Well, no, why? This is okay. One thing that was made very clear during that whole mess with Justin is Spencer is going to the Spencer boys. Bill was really clear about that. He was really, really clear that his plans for his legacy was to leave it to his sons. He's not giving everything just to Wyatt, just to Liam, or just to Wyatt, or just to that other little one. He is giving it to his kids. Yeah,
Right.
he is giving it to the kids.
Yeah,
So
but
Wyatt isn't cut out.
I didn't say he was cut out. I'm saying he has given Liam far more than he has given Wyatt. And how it has been played out, it's Liam, Will, then Wyatt. And that's how he's been playing it out. Like Liam gets first dibs, and then it's Will, the baby, and then Wyatt get leftovers. That's how he played. That's how he has been playing Wyatt. He is quick. He is quick to get Wyatt out of the picture. Like Liam could do all this bad shit. Liam has tried to take the company more than once. Liam has disrespected him. But Wyatt will tell him the truth, and he will tell him, "You are no longer." What was his position? Inherit. What is it? Oh, God, what is it?
I don't know exactly what their jobs are at Spencer. They just do whatever the hell Bill tells them to do. But they both do pretty much. But from what I can see, both Wyatt and Liam pretty much do the same job, except Wyatt actually looks like he does more work than Liam. But that's because Liam always in everybody's business all over town. Now, the way that I thought it was that Bill had 40. I thought Bill had like 49%. Katie had 1%, and I thought Karen had the rest.
She does. It is broken down like that.
Okay, so between Katie and Bill, they have basically between those three people, they have the 100% ownership. More or less, Spencer is a family-owned business, so to speak, just like Forrester is now. All I can say is this much: is that it really does. Think us talking over how this could all play out, as far as, especially because I don't feel like the show's doing it for no reason. There is a reason that Quinn's actual work is being showcased more on the show, and that her contributions to Forrester are being showcased. Now, we've all wanted, ever since we found out that Eric was playing nasty honey dip pickleball with Donna, we all been saying we wanted him to lose some of that stock to Quinn as his comeuppance for this BS. But seeing the show play up how important Quinn is to the company, it feels like it's more of a possibility than it was before. It really does. So I will say that theory has a little bit more weight to it than it had before the last couple of days to me.
I agree 100%, and that was very welcome to hear.
Oh yeah, it was. I like seeing Quinn's work valued, because for one thing, whatever kind of exclusivity contract that she has with Forrester puts her in the position of being able to tell them to kick rocks, and she's taking her shit solo again. So the thing is, that's going to hurt Forrester, not her. people can always come to Quinn Artisans and get, and still get what they were getting when she was with Forrester. But
Is it Y&R starting a new fashion division?
Jabot is, because they're buying Marquetti.
Yeah, that would be a nice little crossover thing where Quinn would get an offer from Marquetti to see, just poaching, just to see if she's still doing if she continuing to do an exclusive with Forrester, because she may be interested if the price is right.
That would be interesting. I just don't put it past them to be that interesting, because I have a feeling part of the mess that they're about to get with Marquetti is Summer wants Kyle to run Marquetti, which is technically all fine and well, but how all this mess is going to work with Jabot, who is a cosmetic company, owning Marquetti, a fashion company, and they already have a stake in Fenmore's as well, that we're gonna see how all this is gonna fall up. I don't think they have enough fashion people working over there to handle all of this. So actually, they really do need some help from the looks of it if they decide to really go in on this story. But who knows with Y&R.
And they've already got the connection because Sally and Quinn know each other, and Sally might not be Quinn's favorite person, but I think if it comes down to business, they could work together.
Well, yeah. Also, Sally's not with her son anymore, so that was really what her problem with Sally was in the first place.
Yeah,
was Wyatt, and that's gone.
Yeah, so I could see that being an awesome crossover. Somebody tweeted a suggestion that between the two shows, CBS, if they wanted to, could do a 10-part special crossover with Bold and the Beautiful and Young and the Restless, and it would make sense, especially now that they have this fashion line that they bought the fashion house. Actually, they bought a fashion house, y'all. They bought a cosmetics company bought a fashion house. It don't make no sense to me that you wouldn't have some kind of crossover with the new fashion house that you got out here that the cosmetics company is running. We've already seen Eric cross over and have interactions with the Abbotts. Hell, actually was almost his daughter-in-law.
And on top of that, keep in mind, what was the whole reason Sally went back to LA to talk to Eric about the Marquetti position? Because Forrester had a stake in Marquetti. Right. So it writes itself. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know if it's like 1 and 1 plus 1 equals 2. It seems pretty simple to us, but who knows what the hell they're going to do.
They'll probably miss the ball on it, but we have to count our blessings, because we've been getting little hidden gems, like we got Mike. So, we can't complain. But I was damn hoping for him today. I was very disappointed that we didn't get a pickup of either Sheila and Mike, or Lee and Sheila, or Lee and Finn, or something. I ain't get nothing from them. Just nothing. I just feel like I was left hanging dry.
That's because it was supposed to have been Fridays, right? Wait a minute. What's today?
Today is Friday.
Today is Friday.
I think it was supposed to be a cliffhanger yesterday, wasn't it?
I feel like
think
we were a cliffhanger yesterday. That was so.
No, I think yeah.
I felt like that was a cliffhanger that we got with.
That was. It felt like it.
You're right. That's why the day seems so boring. Oh, I hate this. Then
allow me to be the bearer of really bad damn news, unfortunately. I do not that I have anything against our government, doing what they need to do to get information out that they feel people need to have, but I would also like to remind everybody that those January 6th congressional hearings, they have a daytime schedule for that.
God damn it.
Yes.
I know you're lying to me.
I'm not. So here's the thing. According to the schedule, they had one that was in the prime time. So we saw that. But according to the hearing schedule, it looks like they are supposed to have one on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Monday and Wednesday ones are at 10 a.m. and the Thursday one is at 1.
Damn.
So our schedule is more often than not going to be completely thrown to hell, and we ain't gonna be able to track shit.
Is that Eastern time?
Yeah, that's it's DC time, so that's Eastern time.
You know what?
So
So yeah, we might be boned on that one.
I don't
so
even.
we're gonna have to get somebody that lives in the Caribbean, somebody that lives overseas, Australia, to get the episodes.
I don't know. I wonder if we're lucky, the Canadians will still get it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we
Yeah,
might
but
get
this
lucky,
got
and
nothing to do with them.
I know the Canadians might still get Bold and the Beautiful, but sometimes they don't want the other international feeds to get that far ahead of the US feed, but then again they might not. So the second hearing is supposed to be on on the 13th, so that is
Not the
Monday.
13th. That's the day Finn's supposed to wake up.
Girl,
Hold
I'm
on,
just
as long as it don't happen, nothing happens on the 15th, because that's the day we're supposed to see Steph.
Well, it's supposed to be on the 15th too. The
Oh
13th
hell.
and the
So you know
15th.
what? At this
They
point, I'm about to
And
boycott CBS.
now
so
the
what's gonna
16th,
happen is
the
that the show
16th
is
will be
basically
okay.
gonna start gonna preempt it. They
I'm
gonna they
gonna set my VPN to Canada and see if I can get it that way because I ain't got time for this shit and
Me
shenanigans.
neither.
I
Not
don't
me
even
neither.
care about
They
this
could
stuff
put this
no
shit.
more.
They could look if they. I don't have any problem with them playing it, but you could put it on cable, or C-SPAN or something. You do not have to take
Whatever
over the
happened to
regular
them
channels.
whatever happened to them putting it on at 1 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning? They don't do that no more.
Wait, hold on. Renee said no soaps. Renee said Casey said they won't show on those days. Monday,
I
Wednesday,
told you.
and Thursday.
I told you they just gonna preempt it because Bold is really they really putting money and time and effort into this
Right. They're
summer,
not gonna
and they
screw it
not
up.
finna screw it up. And I don't
No.
blame them. I will wait because I actually
Exactly.
am interested in seeing the damn hearings. So I'm not
So am
gonna
I.
complain as long as I'm not missing an episode.
No, we're
She
not. It
said
doesn't look like
that
it.
Finn is gonna wake up on the 16th instead. So it's gonna be 3 days off then, not just one day.
Right.
Because if
So
he was supposed to wake up on the 13th, he's gonna wake up on the 16th.
see, that's the thing. It depends on. I'm kind of on the fence about it being 3 because one of those the start time is 1 o'clock, which means technically they could still show Bold that day. We just don't know. The other one start at 10 in the morning, so it's just a wipeout because there's no way that this shit is only going to
Yeah,
take 2 or 3 hours.
right. They're supposed to be 4 hour, 3 to 4 hour hearings.
Yeah, because they can
Exactly.
do 8 hour hearings. They can schedule it however they decide they schedule it. So that's how come the Bold already done decided that those days they just will not be airing the show. So I'm
Mhm.
applauding them for that decision. So
That's
that
what I'm
means
saying. Well,
nobody getting it.
they should put it on at night. They should put it on that way. They
It's all
don't have
good.
to
Everybody's
preempt
gonna
that
be
They
long.
did
good, and
that. They
everybody's
did the
gonna
first
get it
one
at the
that
same
way.
time.
They did that the first one that way. The first one was on in primetime TV. So
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with that. I wish they
yeah,
would. General
yeah.
Hospital will show. Well, General Hospital need to go ahead and still show because they ain't doing their fans no favors right now. We're not getting all these couples off the ground. They
Let
need
me
to
tell
get
you
back to
what,
hoochie
today was
coochie.
the
Wait
most
to go
boring General
away.
Hospital. And I watched General Hospital and I try to watch it religiously. The day was so gosh darn boring that I couldn't even focus on the TV screen. I mean, literally, it was like I had ADD. I kept jumping
Exactly.
up and doing other ish.
I think who was it? I think it was Julia who said, "Look, I'm here for Sparina, but how the hell y'all watch this shit on the rig?" I have to admit, she got a point because I'm sorry and I also have to agree with the comments about the fact that GH actually has the exact opposite of the problem that half of our soaps have. They have too many people. They have too many people on the canvas who aren't doing anything, so much to the point that it feels like they can't finish telling a damn story.
Well, I could tell you there's been a whole lot of fluff. A whole lot of fluff the past couple of days. And it's a tragedy because they have wonderful things heating up. Like I keep trying to figure out what we finna get with Ned and Valentin. I'm here for it. I'm here for Ned and Valentin wrecking shit, and I'm just here for it. Thirsty for it. I'm not getting it. Um, what else we got? Um, Trina and what's her name?
Oh, who Trina
Josh.
and Josh are
Josh.
trying to
Trina
figure
and
out how to
Josh.
get
I don't
how
know
to get
why I'm
Esme.
still seeing these conversations. I don't want to hear about it no more. I understand you got a Title 4 going on. I know you're finna stand trial. I'm tired of talking about it. What else we got going on?
Then they got some fool falling in from the sky while Brit is acting a whole ass.
I didn't
I'm
even want to
like,
mention him.
that's just
Because I'm gonna fast forward everything he in and everybody that is in it with him. Because I've already decided that if they involve with him, I don't want to have nothing to do with them right now. So it was just trash. What Mara, not Mara, Ava did smell Esme on Nick, and how in the hell ain't it the whole next day? Was they kissing today or yesterday? What's going on?
It
How
is
did
what
a
Ava
different
still
day.
smell Esme on Nick?
Maybe
I
she
have.
just realized. Maybe she had a flashback and she's just realizing, hold on a second. I smelled that yesterday. Why am I smelling it again? I missed it because I was being held hostage today by a client that decided that they wasn't gonna show up. So I missed the only thing that I saw at General Hospital today was what's his face, Nicholas saying to Ava that he wanted to get
It's
a divorce
a
or
divorce,
something
yes.
of that
Yeah,
nature.
he said yes. He actually told Ava Jerome that he wants a divorce.
What? That happened today?
Yes, honey. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute, y'all lying. I didn't even
Ma'am.
finish watching the show. I was so bored. I think I hit pause and laid down.
That was the exciting part of it, and that was how the show ended. And
So
and so then we got a preview for coming up next week, and she was like, "What happened to wanting to work on the marriage?" Yeah, girl. Esme done put it on Nicholas to the point because Ryan was upset that Esme didn't tell Ava already that she slept with Nicholas. Like he was wanting Esme to sleep with Nicholas, and then immediately Ringo tell Ava, but she didn't tell Ava, so he's disappointed in her. He's upset with her that
He
she
basically wanted Esme to go put her drawers in Nicholas and Ava's bed.
right.
Basically.
He wanted Esme to hit Ava in the face with the used condom. And
but what would be the end game for Esme though? I mean, is there an exit plan for Esme? I mean, she just finished with her.
Well,
I
her dad is insane, so who knows?
right. Her daddy's insane and sitting there fantasizing about jumping up out of his chair and killing Mac while Felicia looks on adoringly.
And I have to tell you that actually was exciting as hell to me. I loved it because it reminded me of Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, that was fun. But
It was.
it was just his imagination.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
I was hoping it wasn't.
But girl, Esme and Nicholas. Well, I don't think that Esme has fallen for Nicholas, but I do think that she might see the advantage of
Yes.
pairing herself with Nicholas instead
Yes.
of Spencer.
Yes.
And
One
I'm
thing we
here
can say
for
about
it.
Esme is she's not dumb.
No. And the only reason she calls Nicholas Mr. Cassadine is to keep up a ruse. Honey, she don't call him no damn Mr. Cassadine behind closed doors.
Mm-mm.
She putting up a front because this girl is, if anybody breaks character, it's gonna be fucking Nicholas because every time he look around, he thinks somebody knows something about him and Esme. And Esme ain't broke a sweat. She is that commercial from the 80s, never let them see you sweat. You will never see Esme ain't even gonna glisten. She ain't even gonna glow.
Renee said that Esme
Stone
pregnant.
cold.
Girl, yeah, she gotta be
She
pregnant.
gotta be. There's a reason they had her screw Nicholas like that, all raw
Ooh,
back.
that like that.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, she didn't put it on Nicholas so hard. He done woke up the next day and told his wife we're done. When you even see that on
Donna,
soap operas?
Donna wished she had laid her game that flat.
Right, Donna been trying for months. Esme had the opportunity of not even a whole day. Esme had maybe an hour. Esme had between two commercial breaks. And she put that shit on Nicholas. He was slept on it, and the next day he's like, you know what, Ava, I ain't feeling this with us no more. So yeah, I'm gonna bounce. You gonna pack your shit, get the fuck out.
You know what? We might as well be calling Esme now. We might as well call Esme Sunshine. What Della Reese said about her,
Mhm.
her body, her sunshine.
threw it in the air and it turned into sunshine.
Sunshine, honey. Yes. So we might as well call Esme Sunshine from here on out. While they around here calling her edamame.
Oh, Renee said Esme spiked his whiskey. Now I didn't see that. Did that happen?
Oh, did she?
Because I didn't see that. I saw them
Me
talking,
neither.
and then the next thing you know, they was just ripping clothes. I don't remember them drinking before.
They did have a drink because she went.
Maybe
I
she
saw her
spiked
go
it
to the
before
bar
they got
and
together.
pour her a drink, and she took a swallow, and she gave him the glass, and he took a swallow. I didn't see her put anything in it.
Yeah,
She probably did
Are
it
we?
before he got the drink.
Wait, are we saying that she
But I
hopped him
saw
up with
her.
some
I
kind
saw
of
her.
aphrodisiac?
The camera was facing her.
Spanish fly girl.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I don't remember that, and I don't think she would have had the time.
The camera was facing her. She poured the drink. Nick walked up behind her. She took a swallow. She handed him the glass. I didn't see her put anything in the glass. I saw her pour it, take a drink, and handed it to Nick.
Right. So, and she wouldn't have dosed herself. She ain't stupid.
Correct. Exactly. She took a swallow first. She didn't spike the drink. It was one glass. They didn't even pour two glasses. She took a swallow and she handed it to him. Both of them was willing because they've been panting for each other for the past couple of weeks.
I know they've been sniffing around each other. Ugh.
Now Renee is saying that he did it before she came. She did it before he came home.
That's what I was just saying.
But there's still just a one glass.
The whole whiskey bottle, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Where was the opportunity to put it in? Because I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
I ain't see.
She said it was in the bottle. She said it was the bottle.
So anybody now that goes out to drink that bottle is gonna get drugged.
I don't know. This may be one of those things where it's a setup where it's not revealed until later. Because Nick, unless they have a really interesting explanation for what Nick told to Ava today, something is strange.
Well, yeah.
Did she destroy the bottle
after they?
If she,
whatever, that's not. That's a fanfic at this point.
What day did they have sex?
That was last week, wasn't it?
I thought it was.
Was it last
Friday?
Thursday
or Friday or something? Thursday or Friday, maybe.
Okay, because I'm trying to find it on. I'm trying to find it on Hulu.
And you know what? She might have.
I thought it was on. Hold on. Okay, I think it was on the. Was it? Oh no, it was long. It was longer than that. I think it was June 1st. Was it at the end of that week? Let's see. Hold on. Wait. So they kissed on. Yeah, they kissed at the end of the month. So the sex scene was actually on June 1st.
Well, damn.
So yeah, so technically, yeah, last week. You're not wrong.
June 1st. Okay.
So that was a Wednesday.
You know how Hulu will expire a damn episode in a heartbeat, and you be trying to watch stuff.
See, that's one of the things that I do appreciate way more about Bowl, because they are self-owned, so to speak. They can do whatever they want with their goddamn back catalog. All these other people, you have all these circumstances and requirements. Even with Young and the Restless, you can only watch so much Young and the Restless on the Paramount app. They don't keep multiple seasons available. You can go back to, I think, what is it, like 1 year or something, I want to say.
Yeah, and I don't appreciate it with my cable either. I mean, people that pay for actual cable spend a fortune. I should have access to every damn thing they have in their catalog.
Exactly.
I know that's
Bold,
right.
At least Bold is the full package. You can watch season after season after season. You can't watch every season, but you
can't watch every episode of every season either.
Right. Now you don't have everything, but between what's on the Paramount app and what's on YouTube, it is a hell of a lot more than the other soaps give you as availability.
I know that they always push the YouTube
Paramount.
They don't even have all of them on Paramount or on CBS.com, but if you go to YouTube, they're there.
Yeah, a ton of them. A lot of them. Anything, pretty much anything
they every day I get an alert on my phone where they are releasing new episodes. They are in 1990 right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, they're starting 1990 next week. That's where Dr. Taylor Hayes is about to make her first. And now I'm going to set my notifications for that because I do want to watch when Taylor started. I do want to
Mhm.
rewatch that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're
So
in 1990 now.
right. So
Yep.
what that
You
is
said right now? Oh,
Yeah,
wait a minute. I think you're right. But
they are in
Taylor,
1990.
right. But Taylor
Mhm.
didn't start like the first episode in 1990.
Mhm.
So her first episode is next week.
so they're much better about that. So if you want to go watch full seasons, because I want to say they did start with, it's kind of like they're in the middle because they started posting everything from the start of the show, from when the show initially started in the 80s. So they're posting those episodes, but they're still posting episodes for other
Current,
seasons.
like last year. Yeah, like for maybe
They said, yeah,
2021.
Casey said they're starting like from the beginning, like 87, and like the most recent, like 2022, and they're going to meet up in the middle.
Hmm.
Right. And you're right. It looks like, yeah, they started posting a bunch of episodes from 1990.
Yeah,
So
they
season
do like
4.
three. They do like three at a time. Sometimes it'd be like three or four at a time that they do.
Right. So there's tons of stuff. So you have plenty that you can see on YouTube. Usually basically between Paramount Plus and YouTube, you can see pretty much damn near everything on Bold and the Beautiful that there is to see almost at this point.
You know, I
Correct.
have not been driven to do that ever. Because when I did go back and watch the older episodes, I always felt like watching the regular episodes today, it was just like such trash, so much different. I mean, it was like it ruined regular episodes to so to speak. The dailies that we do now, it kind of ruined it. It kind of
Mhm.
ruined it for me. And then to see all the history that was just overlooked, forgotten, and rewritten, it just made me angry. I was just like, why am I watching this? It's just gonna piss me off just to point out the lies and the
That's the only
content.
reason why I've
So
been watching it because some of the stuff I forgot. So
Mhm.
it's good for me to go refresh because I forgot a lot of that stuff. So hell, it was in the 90s. I can't hardly remember shit in the 90s.
They
So
gave
it's
yeah,
us
good for me to
good.
go. Hmm.
They gave us so much good stuff that it really was hard to remember all of it.
Great
Exactly.
point.
exactly. And in the way history is just in characters change, it was just like I just it's ruining just the regular show. So I just digress. But I'm gonna go back and watch my Hayes. I'm sorry.
Of
Mhm.
course. So I will. So yeah. I think don't hold on to show you 1 week's worth of GH
Who?
Hulu.
I don't know. I don't have Hulu anymore. I told y'all I canceled all that crap because my cable. But I know on my on demand, I don't get I think the furthest I go back on my on demand is like January or something, and it's just like very upsetting because I would love to have the option to go and watch a couple of seasons before I started watching.
Well, they give you the option, but you have to pay for it, and that's so ridiculous because I'm already paying $200 or $300 a month on cable.
Yeah, because since these cable, well, not cable, but these
Okay, no, it's
channels
still
have
up.
their own
It's still up,
networks
but
like Paramount, huh?
no, I was saying that the June 1st episode to Bubbles, it is still on Hulu, but it expires on Wednesday, so
I
best
just
make
went
haste.
I just went and watched the episodes. I posted it. I went
Oh,
back to
okay.
May the 31st, and he was already drinking when Esme came in the room. She walked up to that room and she saw him in there drinking. And then she took off her jacket and went in the room and she poured some out of that bottle and drank too. So unless she went in the room days before he was in that room drinking and laced that bottle, I don't see that she put anything in that whiskey. Like the camera was on the glass as she poured it. And he was watching her. They were facing each other. So there was no way that she could have slipped anything in that glass unless Nicholas is a damn fool and Esme knows sleight of hand.
Renee said it was before that.
Okay, well now Nicholas is gonna be not only hooked on Esme's kitty, he gonna be hooked on whatever she gave him. So I hope she got some more of it.
I'm
Well,
So
trying
I
to
Esme
can.
see
can
how
put
else
that
I
whip
can watch
appeal
the
on him.
episodes because Hulu goes from May 31st to October 26th. So we're missing 5 days. Did something happen in that time frame? Girl, no, that's October 26th, 2021. That's last year. So the last
That's a mess.
episode they have is May 31st of 2022, and it's getting ready to expire on Tuesday. So they don't hold nothing long. So I'll have to see if I can find the 30th and the 29th. The 30th would have been Monday. And so then we would have gone back another, 2 days. So the 27th and the 26th. I'll look for those episodes.
I
I
got a
just
question.
checked my
I got a
DVR
question.
and I got
Hmm.
the 31st, and
So
that's it.
I got a question. It's a shame I can't hear her. I had a question for Renee actually. So she's saying it was before then. So after they've gotten a drink, both of them both got slipped a Mickey. So if she slipped the Mickey to herself and she was able to get him uh to do what she need to do, basically. So has the bottle been destroyed or is the bottle still there?
The bottle's still there.
So she finna use the bottle
Yeah,
again?
there hasn't been any focus on the bottle, not that I've seen. Though
No.
I will admit I'm a
Wait a minute.
lapsed GH watcher, and I listen to GH more than I watch it because I have it in the background if it's on.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
wait a
can't
minute. I
do it.
think I found something, y'all. What date is y'all trying to find?
The 30th and the 27th and the 26th.
Okay, I got the 27th. Testimony at the trial. A sharp turn is Michael. Hold on, let me get closer to the TV. I can't read. Well, I can't read that far away. Let's see. All right, so let's see. 531, Brad, Britt, Brooke, Chasen, Gather at Metro Court, and 6-1. So that was 531. So I got 527 basically. I'm gonna go ahead and play that, and I'm gonna play it on mute and kind of fast forward a little bit to see if I can see Esme spiking anything. But it's so hilarious. I love this. I'm gonna save this because I got Scotty Baldwin and his shenanigans. I'm gonna go ahead and let
Oh,
that. Oh, you know what? It's not even letting me fast forward it on demand. Oh,
no.
so you know what? This is more restrictions that cable is putting on my. Maybe I made the wrong decision.
You know what? How you get around that? You have to record the episode. So if you
I thought this,
recorded it,
but you know what? I do, but I delete them for space.
yeah. That's the only way you can get around not being able to fast forward, and that's so irritating
Yeah,
because it's
because you
like the
can't keep them
episode
fast.
already played.
Mm-hmm.
They
Trina
just
is so
want to see
pretty though. I love this new Trina. I love the old Trina too. This is another great recast.
Well, Renee said it was after that, so maybe it's not the episode.
After
Yeah, but
what?
that's all right. It's
Renee
playing in
gonna
the
have to give us
background with
a
the mute
date
on.
because I'm reading the 26th right now, and I don't see anything on the 26th. The next day, except for Esme drank something, but she didn't put anything in anything. So maybe y'all thought she put something in that bottle, but she was drinking out of that bottle on that day. And this is on the 20. This is the 26th, so last Thursday.
And let me see. I think I must be looking at Friday. Let me see if I'm looking at Friday. 527. What was 527?
Friday.
Yep, I'm watching the Friday. And so I'm going to see if she put something in there because Nicholas is at the Metro Court with Ava and Victor. And I know Esme is already at home because she just got in an argument with Spencer and he just left the house. So
Right.
she's there at Windermere alone.
Right.
So when it gets to her, I'm going to go ahead and put myself on mute and let y'all know I'm watching it so y'all can carry on and I'll let you know what I see.
Okay.
Because because if that turns out to be accurate, well, that definitely puts an interesting as hell spin on this entire Farkas. Yeah, Nick is still an idiot. But yeah,
I really don't think that she spiked anything. I just think that Nicholas is a plum fool idiot, and Esme got that whip appeal, and she worked it on Nick.
yeah. She must have worked it damn hard.
It's all right with me.
Apparently, Donna needs to call Esme young ass and get some tips. I mean,
Girl,
Donna's a old hustler at this game, and she ain't got nowhere near that kind of a result from Eric.
Donna could never, honey. Donna could never. Esme says she coming for the heir apparent, and I don't blame her.
That's what I was talking about. Heir apparent. Thank you for saying that. That's what Wyatt was, and he told him he was no longer that because he told him his opinion, and he did not agree with it. So he told on him, and that made he told on him at the wedding, and that's what made Liam not marry Hope that
But
day.
see, but then Bill spent like the last year after that going on an apology tour to get his sons back in with him. So he went on his little apology tour, threw out his sword necklace and all that ish as well. And
but he sure didn't make Wyatt heir apparent again.
So, however, I mean, basically, he told Justin in no uncertain terms that his legacy was going to his sons.
Oh well,
So,
that was foolish for Justin to think otherwise. That's Justin being,
Justin's problem was that he felt underappreciated and undercompensated, which he was, because he had to do a lot of dirty work for Bill, and he did not get anything for it but a paycheck. And a lot of the stuff he was required to do went, above and beyond the call of duty, so to speak. So he felt some type of way about that. But him thinking that he was going to get a chunk of Spencer, well, I'm like, well, bro, because it's kind of like Justin. When you came on the screen, when you came to LA, Bill had Justin come into LA because he was moving himself over there. When Justin got to LA, Bill ain't had no son. 10 years later, the fool got 3. That changes it. When Bill came to LA, he didn't have any children. Will wasn't even a sprinkle in his eye yet, and he didn't have 2 children that came out of nowhere from women he had fooled with before.
Yeah, so, he didn't want Katie to have Will because of her health.
Yeah, but now he went from having no sons to 3 sons. So yeah, you don't have to worry about your as far as Bill is concerned. At best, you are the Spencer Publications gatekeeper, meaning your job is to. Another term for it was Bill would treat Justin like a regent, meaning that his job is to preserve the empire for his son, not for himself.
Exactly.
So, and I still maintain the fact that we never got follow up on that damn story is ridiculous. So it's like Justin just sleeked away with his tail between his legs. But another thing I wanted to bring up was this: who the hell is representing Sheila? Because she apparently has a lawyer.
Yeah, and she said she. She said she, so it's a
female. So she's have a woman lawyer.
Yeah. So it's not Justin.
Exactly. So I'm like, so she actually found somebody in LA who represent her after she confessed?
Anybody can be represented by public defender.
She more than less has a public defender.
She must, because one, I mean, unless she has some fire ass money to pay somebody to try to, OJ Simpson her out of this, I don't see, I don't see a Robert Kardashian showing up as her white knight, so to speak.
Sam said, "What if it's Amanda?"
Lord, that would be funny. I wish it was Amanda because YNR is getting on my nerves right now, bad, because they doing way too much with this Winter's Chancellor BS. Nate about to do something. I'm sick of it. When Nate about to blow everything sky high because Imani then stroked his damn ego. He could have just screwed her instead of doing this. But no, he about to go ahead and do something stupid. I don't care about the Chancellor Winter merger. I'm disgusted with Victor and Nikki deciding that they're going to try to bait Victoria into coming back to Genoa City by putting Adam in the CEO spot.
Correction. They are going to use Adam as a pawn to get Victoria to leave her husband.
Exactly. And it makes me sick.
And I was mad about that too because Adam did do a great job when he was in the position. And Victoria flat out don't want it no more. Stop forcing stuff on her that she don't want. That's
Exactly.
why she left y'all, because she said y'all don't listen to her when she be talking. And she done told y'all that if her mama can't forgive her daddy locking people up in the basement and feeding them damn rats and all kinds of shits in his past, she can get past her husband faking cancer. She can deal with it. She's working on it. She loves him. She ain't had good dick since Ryan, and she ain't trying to get up off of it. So they need to respect her, and they don't. The
They
first
don't.
thing they did was sit down and went, well, let's, you know what? We're gonna put Adam in this job. And you know what? I know Adam said he wanted because he did a good job, but we're just gonna use Adam to make Victoria jealous. And she's gonna be so mad that Adam is in this position that she's just gonna come back and beg us to put her back in the position. I hope she stays gone with her damn husband.
So do I. And man, and also what I'm probably not going to get though is I really want Adam to get hip to that's what the bullshit that they're up to. The way Victor was making it a point for Adam to get his ass to that party because he's gonna. I guess his plan is to kind of sideways ass hijack it and make the announcement about Adam being installed as CEO at the Chancellor Winter party.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. I mean, here's the thing. Somebody posted it and it was right. I have never regretted that Hope died more than I have with all of these recent events. Because Nikki, let's be real, Nikki don't give a shit about Adam.
No,
okay? Period. And she doesn't really have to. But at this late stage in the game, all these damn years later, you don't need to feel so threatened by the other woman that your husband loved and had a child with willingly. Because I don't count that mess with Abby. That was what it was. Whatever it was, I don't count that mess with.
No, Abby don't count. Abby does not count. Even though she's the baby, she is the replacement baby because now her birthday is the same as the time when Ashley had that abortion. So the abortion, I guess, doesn't exist with Abby's birthday being backed up like it was. They wasn't twins.
Exactly. So that gets on my nerves because it's like Adam has really been trying with these people to not, revert to type and do, the sketchy shit that he would normally do to get what he want. And it's like, y'all don't have no use for him if you can't use him to try to manipulate a situation or your other kids. And also that's the thing. They want Victoria to be so bothered by this that she runs back to Genoa City to reclaim her spot because Victor would damn well give it to her.
Yep.
If she leaves Ashland and proves that she's come to her senses or whatever the hell they feel it needs to be for them telling a grown ass woman what to do like this, which I don't approve of, to be honest. If she want to do what this how she want to run her life, I kind of have to agree with Nicholas on this. I don't understand it, but you know what? I support it. But if she ran back to Genoa City the way that her parents wanted her to, Adam would be out on his ass before you could say 1, 2, 3. And yes, Renee, they did. They sued Victor for $500 million, and Victor had to pay out all. This was when Adam was dead, unfortunately, and Victor had to give each one of his kids $500 million. And actually, Vicky ass got off real good because she got that $500 million, and plus her daddy popped up another $500 million to get her out of a marriage that she ain't even want to be out of.
She got $1 billion.
She got $1 billion with a damn B. So don't.
Mad because Adam, and was mad because the amount that Adam paid that man was $500,000, and they thought that Adam was trying to get back at them by offering him that much money. Y'all ain't even making sense at this point.
Exactly.
Y'all really are not even making sense at this point. He said he picked an arbitrary number. I believe him. Do you not think that your daughter is worth $500 million if you don't want her married to this man?
Exactly.
Well,
that's exactly.
You only picked that amount because you didn't get the money from dad. But what the fuck would he pick that amount and give it to somebody else and not keep it for himself? Y'all really not making sense.
at all. I mean, because it's like any excuse to hate on the poor man, even when he ain't really did nothing that was hate worthy. That's the part that kills me. And then it's like, you know what? Y'all getting on my goddamn nerves now. Because y'all, when Victoria was trying to come up with a plan to get rid of Ashlyn, but somehow still keep her spot, because I will say Victoria is right about that much. Her father uses and wields his position, the position of being in charge of Newman, to manipulate his kids and to get what he wants. He just can't manipulate everybody like that, because Nick already said, I don't give a shit and I don't want nothing to do with it. And Abby is off doing her own thing, so she doesn't care. But there you have Victoria and Adam willing to be manipulated 9 times out of 10, except as of today, Victoria is no longer interested in that anymore.
That's why Nicholas bounced. And people were saying that Nicholas would come back. No, I stood by that Nicholas is not coming back, because he just got out of that cycle for good. And he's not trying to sit there to go back to let his family use him as a pawn. He told Victoria, don't matter what happened between nothing and nobody else, I got your back forever. You was there for me when I was trying to marry Sharon, and Mom hated her, but you knew that she made me happy. So if Ashley makes you happy, girl, I got your back. Don't worry about it. Don't nobody else got your back, I got it.
Exactly. So for Nikki and Victor to sit down there in public crying and whining about how, well, Ashton could convince Victoria never to just cut us off. No, y'all have convinced Victoria. And here's the thing, I don't even like Victoria half the time because she get on my goddamn nerves.
Right.
But Victoria is not wrong about the fact that her parents or her family, specifically her parents, because Adam ain't really worried about her like that. And it's like, you know what? Whatever you do, you my sister, I love you. I'm not gonna trip on it. They're the ones who can't accept her making these decisions for herself. They're the ones up here trying to manipulate her and using Adam as bait to try to get her to, throw her hands up in the air and say this New York thing isn't for me and I want my position back at Newman. But the thing is, that sounds stupid to me, because one, if Victoria is quitting, who does she think is taking her spot? They act like that has not crossed her mind even for 2 seconds.
Right. She know it would be Adam, because Nicholas again ain't coming back. Nicholas then told them people, I love y'all, but I ain't never trying to be in business with you no more. He's doing his own thing. He don't want to be a part of the Newman Empire, nothing. Victoria, I think she's done with the family. She is where she was many years ago. She is done with the family for now. And I hope Ashlyn is sincere, but I kind of feel like he might be just gaslighting her too. But I want him to be sincere so that Victor and Nikki can see that these tactics that y'all trying to pull with your grown ass kids, like, go be interested in Abby for a minute. But the way
go be busy trying to thwart your grandchildren or something. I mean, damn.
Right, go help Summer get this company that she wants for Jabot. But like, leave your grown. Victoria got grown ass kids. Probably a grandmama herself if the soap gods was decent. Reed coming home with some girl he knocked up, but she's old enough to be a grandmama herself, and you sitting here trying to tell her that you don't want her with this man. Like, that's the same shit that y'all was doing in the 90s to keep her away from Ryan. That's how your 16.
That's how stupid this sounds.
To a grown ass man.
Exactly.
Listen, even to the point where you were talking about Nick talking about he don't want a part of the business and he want to be on his own. I literally just shook my head, because this is the same crap that's been happening for the past 15 or 20 years, and the reason why I quit watching Y&R. All this is old recycling, and of course now that Vicky done quit, Victor is going to impress upon Nick that he has to step up for the family company, and Nick gonna be in that CEO's chair.
No, honey, He told Nikki that he's gonna make Adam the CEO, and he wanted Nikki to be co-CEO. And Nikki said, "Oh no, darling. What I'll do is I'll go back to being COO, and that way Adam will think that he's running the show, and I can just sit back and be your perfect little spy, making sure to knock him down a peg anytime he thinks he's too big for his britches.
Very much so. I wanted to whop the hell out of Nikki. I was like, girl, this is
So
what y'all are reduced
so
to.
who has something to gain in Nikki undermining their business?
Girl,
Apparently, Victor.
that's the same.
Amaya thinks that Adam's gonna be CEO.
He is, but he's not going to really be CEO. That's the thing. See,
Go ahead.
in Adam's mind, it's like this. His mind was that he knew he could not. The only way he could get the seat is if his father decided that he was a better choice than Vicky, and that if Vicky was showing demonstrably terrible judgment by going back to Ashlyn after all the truth came out, that would be his ace in the hole, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Victor did not fire Victoria. Victoria resigned. So the thing is, when he was talking to Sally about it, he said, "I'm gonna just sit back with some popcorn and watch how this play out." Because from the way I'm sitting, there's no way that this plays out in a way that is not a net positive for me. Because Victor retired, Victor stepped down. Okay, he stepped down because Nikki asked him to years ago, saying that she didn't want him spending all his time running the business. So he's supposed to be enjoying his baby and their horses and enjoying the fruits of all this years of labor. And one of the Newmans is supposed to be running business. That Newman is Victoria. It's not Nick, only because Nick said, "You know what? I'm out. I ain't trying to do this. Don't look at me." Abby,
You say that all the time.
Yeah, Abby is not interested in running the business. The only two Newmans who were interested in running the business were Adam and Victoria. And Victoria just took a step back. So for Adam, for his father to decide that he's going to be CEO looks like a net positive. Like, okay, she said she don't want it. She threw your precious legacy in your face. So why wouldn't you hand me the job? Except that's not really what they're doing. They're giving him the job because they wanted to incite Victoria so much that she throws her hands up, says to hell with this shit with Ashlyn, and comes sleeking back to Genoa City, demanding her throne back.
Yep.
And I don't think
so Victor Newman is treating his own blood son Adam that way just to get Victoria to come back.
For his bastard daughter.
He's
For his what?
And for his bastard daughter to take over. Yes.
To take what she don't even want. Let's be clear.
Who's the bastard?
Victoria's a bastard. She was
Victoria
was a bastard.
Oh.
She wasn't.
Oh.
She wasn't even supposed to be Victor's child. Nikki was fucking what was that man's name? Y'all can find it on Google. I got my hands full. And that's why her name is Victoria, because she was named after that man's mama. It didn't have
so this is why
Victor Newman. But Adam,
Victor fan.
But Adam is literally Victor Newman Jr. because that's how much his mama loved Victor Newman. She made her son a junior. Nikki didn't make her son no junior.
Nope.
This is why
her damn
I never
grave.
was a Victor Newman fan. I was always a Jack Abbott fan.
Me
because
too.
Victor Newman do horrible shit to his children.
Yes, he
So
does.
I mean, just sitting here and just hearing this plot, like, why is he doing Adam like this? What did Adam do to deserve this?
That's the thing. Nothing. Adam hasn't done anything wrong in almost 2 years at this point.
So basically, all what Adam did wrong was want to be a part of his father's company.
Yes,
that's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so that's how come I was never a Victor Newman fan like that.
I want this to blow up in their face because what I really want is for Adam or Sally or somebody to figure out that this is not real. So and my thing is, I'm thinking that them still having Nikki as COO to kind of keep an eye on the situation, plus the spoiler that Nikki is supposed to ask Michael to give Michael a new assignment, something that she wants Michael to do. It doesn't go into detail. I'm hoping that whatever this is enough for Adam to put 2 and 2 together and get 4 and realize that this job isn't really his.
Right.
That he's just a fill-in. He's a surrogate until until they can get Victoria to come to her senses or some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. That would serve justice because Adam is eventually gonna get the company, and when he does, Sally's gonna be right there.
Honestly, I'm at this point where I just want him to take $500 million out the bitch and roll and go do what he want elsewhere.
Right.
Because at this
I have a
point,
question.
I don't want him running that raggedy company. Sure.
He
Is Nick still raising Adam's son, Christian?
Yes.
Yes. That is a completely unaddressed issue, but the way that it is that everybody seems to be okay with it because it's not an issue of contention between them anymore. They're not going back to court and fighting over it. So Nick raising Christian apparently is the accepted thing.
Yep, that's his kid now.
That's ridiculous.
Now, when all these children grow up, this is going to be a whole different problem. I mean, because I still was like, so y'all got Billy raising Billy and Chelsea. You got Billy and Victoria raising Billy and Chelsea's son, and then you have Nick raising Sage and Adam's child. It's like, how are you going to explain this to these children and Connor actually being raised by his actual parents? I'm like, y'all gonna have some interesting explaining to do amongst all these cousins when they grow up.
Connor is the only child being raised by his only parents. He's a unicorn. Connor is the only child being raised by his actual parents.
In that family, yeah.
Harrison got a one-off because Summer ain't his mama, but Cal is his daddy.
Right.
That Dominic is a one-off too.
Stefan said brother cousins. You're right. That's exactly what it is. It is brother cousins. Now where I think things are gonna fall apart for Victoria and Ashlyn is the only thing that Ashlyn would potentially put his relationship with Victoria at risk for is over Harrison. So if he has an opportunity to leverage his relationship with Victoria to get access back to Harrison, long story short, Victor basically convinced Summer and Kyle to get a restraining order against Ashlyn to keep him away from Harrison.
Yeah, they took his kid.
And Kyle has legal custody of the boy. So Ashlyn can't see him, period. That would be the only thing I could think of that he would actually risk leveraging his relationship with Victoria for. That one thing. Don't know if he will, but I just know I want all of this to blow up in their faces because I'm aggravated with Victor ass and the fact that, and the thing is, it's why I was so aggravated when Adam and Sally had that heart to heart about what he wanted going forward, and she told him her opinion. She said, I think you need to go strike out on your own and say the hell with all this bullshit. Because it's stressful, it's aggravating, and there's no guarantee you're going to get what you want in the end. But he said he wanted to change, that he didn't feel like giving up on what he had been chasing after all this time. And she was like, okay, then fine. I will support you in this if that is what you want. Mm-hmm. But this is about to be, but he basically sitting up here thinking he getting a grand prize and all he getting is a whoopee cushion.
Wow.
Yeah, and he didn't ask for none of that. He didn't deserve none of that to be just plucked up and treated that way. That's how come I never
exactly.
And Jack,
Victor is a terrible father.
Have a good relationship.
They still get along okay. They don't have they never really had that adversarial issue that they like Nick and Jack had. But
they used to have a father-son relationship.
Yeah, they still get on more than they don't. I mean, but the show is kind of crappy with Adam actually having friends because technically he's supposed to be on good terms with Jack and he's still supposed to be on good terms with Chance. But the show doesn't really play those aspects up much from what I've seen.
That's trash.
It is.
That's a betrayal of history because Adam looked to Jack as a father.
Exactly. So, and really, but Jack has his plate full with Kyle home, the granddaughter, being there, and now Diana then strutted herself back into town while these women patiently drive themselves crazy. I really am here for Diana letting Phyllis and Nikki drive themselves nuts by her mere presence. I'm so here for it. I'm like, you do that, Diana. You show up wherever you feel like show up and watch these bitches go crazy. Do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Phyllis had to leave town completely. Phyllis went to Savannah to go see her first trap baby.
Yeah, she left. Yeah, she sure did. She Kyle said that she went to go visit Daniel. I was like, oh, y'all remember that Daniel exists? Okay.
He called her on the phone the other day, and she was like, "Oh, Daniel, it's so good to hear from you. You know, it's good to go see you." Yeah, she was panicking because she was spiraling because Jack told her it was over. You just sat here and used me and made a damn fool out of yourself in this hotel lobby with all these damn people standing around talking about how sex with me was just to get under Diane's skin and you was marking your territory. You sound like a fucking psycho. I'm done with you.
I couldn't even be mad. And that's the thing. I'm not invested in facts, so to speak, but Phyllis was trying her damnedest to make it sound like this was on Diane. No, this was you being crazy again, Phyllis. All you had to do was just let the woman walk on by.
Right. And she talking about, well, I can change. She was like, no, dog, I don't even want you to change because you can't. I'm not asking you to change. You just stay being you. But you're going to have to be you somewhere else because I'm not doing this no more. It's done. So she then gave, as far as I'm concerned, she then gave Diane the welcome mat. Because all Diane is doing now is sitting around having these quirky, cute little family moments with Jack, talking about that damn cookie monster, hiding frogs and lying about frogs, and you know they bonding, they making memories about their grandbaby. She's Grandma Didi.
Exactly. It's like even with the episode on Monday, with apparently Nikki gonna start acting crazy at the party. The only difference is Victor ain't gonna tell her nothing about it, and Diane was like, "Of course, I'm leaving now. I have a spa routine to go get. You have a nice evening." With her being loud and common as hell.
She's so unbothered, and she's making them lose their damn. Like Phyllis had to leave town, girl. Phyllis had to get on a plane and go to Savannah.
Exactly.
She shook.
But you know what that means. Phyllis is not coming back from this thinking I learned something. She coming back here with a crazy ass plan.
Yeah, and she best to leave it alone because Jackson already told her he don't want her no more. She needs to leave it alone. Nick is fixing to be with Sharon because they still are talking about these old memories between them. Phyllis is fixing to be the odd man now. She needs to lick her wounds and just learn the lesson and leave it alone and wait for Diane to implode. But she's not. She's going to keep doing stuff. And you know what's going to happen? She's going to end up losing Summer too. Because Summer and Diane have a pretty good relationship right now. If you're paying attention.
Exactly.
And laugh and talk about that baby. And they have good conversations. And there's no animosity between them. Summer likes Diane. And she's going to start defending Diane. And Phyllis is really going to lose her mind. Because, yes, Mom, you look like a fucking psycho. We just sitting here having tea and talking. And you talking about blowing up people's lives. Get your shit together.
Exactly. Summer got a marriage that she needs to maintain. She can't be sitting up here acting crazy with Kyle mama for no damn reason just because her mama then decided to be nuts.
Summer has matured and she has said, listen, this lady ain't did shit to me yet. I know what she has done. I know what she did to Kyle when she lied and said she was dead. But he wants to give her opportunity. That's my husband. I'm going to support him. And right now, everything is good. Ain't nobody rocking the boat but my mom, and I need you to sit your ass down.
Well, I was
preview that Stefan is talking about.
Yeah, that the summer preview said that a team up with Phyllis and Nikki to go against Diana. Now, see where that is going to go wrong is because the thing is, Diana's a lot of things. She crazy, but she ain't stupid. No. That is probably going to end up blowing up in their faces in two ways. One, Phyllis, that's just going to further destroy any potential that she has with Jack. And yes, this is going to screw up her relationship with her daughter.
Yep.
Yeah.
because
You
she's
know,
gonna
Victor will support Nikki's shenanigans, but Jack is gonna be embarrassed if Phyllis keeps showing her ass. This
exactly.
is gonna do nothing to bring Jack back to her. If that's what she's thinking.
And what's gonna really be a mess is that if Summer gets wind of what her mother is up to, that puts her in a rock and a hard place because she's not. That's what because whether Phyllis
She's
likes
not
it or
gonna
not,
lose Summer though.
that yeah,
She's not.
that's her.
She doesn't have anybody left but Summer, so she's
No,
not.
she's no. She's not gonna lose. She won't lose Summer completely, but what she
Right.
will do is she will screw up Summer's relationship with her husband.
Oh, I don't
That
know.
I mean, because right now Kyle is fully forgiving his mom a second chance,
Right.
and until Diane puts a toe out of line, that's the line that he's towing right now. So if it comes out that Phyllis and Nikki were up to some shenanigans, and God forbid Summer even hears about anything and doesn't say nothing, that puts her in a bad spot with her husband. Because Summer already told Phyllis that she wasn't trying to have no kind of static with Diane because of Kyle.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so that Phyllis doing this is or whatever it is Phyllis is going to be doing is kind of selfish because here's the thing. Yes, Diane is probably the devil incarnate and she probably is up to something. But you got to give those kind of people enough rope to hang themselves.
Hang themselves. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, this guy doing all of this extra mess like what she was doing before in the hotel lobby where she had her shirt all open. I mean, she was it was hilarious, okay? Because Michelle Stanford is just a fantastic actress. But it was like, girl, if you don't put your boobs away.
Did y'all see her post that she had to put out?
Yes, I did. And people need to stop harassing actors because they don't like their characters. It's like I
so ridiculous.
I have not liked Phyllis ever since she screwed up Danny and Cricket's marriage, but that ain't got nothing to do with the damn actress. Good Lord.
Exactly. Oh my God, that is so ridiculous.
I'm like, why did you do that? Like,
They take stuff. I don't understand the mentality behind the people who think like these are real scenarios that's going on in General City and in California. Like these people do not exist.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of y'all remember that? Not just that. Y'all remember that movie with Keenen Ivory Wayans and Jada Pinkett, The Low Down Dirty Shame?
Yeah.
Remember there was a scene where Jada Pinkett's character.
Yeah, when she jumped the bill.
When she dropped Don Diamond because of how his character did her favorite
Lisa.
character on the soap. Yeah.
My God,
she knocked him on his ass. And I'm like, I have a feeling that for some of these people, that's how this really is for them.
I think so.
And
it's not just a few. It seems to be a lot of people like that. Like it's new droves of them.
It's weird. It's really weird.
What make you think that is much realer on TV than like when you go to the movies? Like it's the same thing. These people are acting a role just because you see it 5 times a day. 5 times during a week does not mean that these are not actors. Like that is crazy. It does not make any sense to me.
It doesn't. It's strange. I mean, hell, we sit up here and talk about soaps 5 days a week for about 2 hours at a time, but you don't see us jumping into nobody mentions with crazy shit. Come on now.
Lord have mercy.
Well, I hope people ease up. I mean, yeah, it's fine to. Oh, wait, hold on. What is this? Oh, yeah, I did see that spoiler. One spoiler I'm looking forward to seeing how this play out is how Sheila fixed herself to go make demands of Lee for not telling her that Finn was not dead.
Because we still don't want nobody to know. And so remember she said to Finn, I am the only person who knows that you are alive. I'm the only person. So
at that moment.
She wants to keep it that way, to be the only person plus Sheila. then she's gonna have to bend to Sheila's will, or Sheila's gonna go let the cat out the bag.
Can I get an update from Sam about this Esme? Did it get to the part yet? Before we go, because it's like the music finna
Yeah,
stop.
yeah, it's about to hit 9.
It is Friday though, so we might be able to take a couple more minutes. Did Sam fall asleep on us?
I
Sam,
am not.
you're supposed to be on Esme watch. Where you at?
She ain't typed nothing. She ain't came in with a update.
Did General Hospital kill her? Sam?
Oh, she done made her
Sam,
go to
can
sleep.
you hear us? Are you lost in Port Charles, or did you just fall asleep?
I can't unmute her either, y'all.
Yes,
Muted
indeed.
her.
I guess we'll probably have to find out in these Twitter streets later
Yeah.
on tomorrow to see what happened. Oh, because that was the other thing. I'm assuming that because we ended up with that rescheduling for Tanner's Witchamadinky, which was why we didn't get a bold live this week.
Right. They end up doing it for Wednesday at 2.
But here's
Right.
the thing. I need them to come on with
1 o'clock.
Ken Haynes. I need them to come on and have a bold live with Ken Haynes, because I want to know how this secret was kept so well.
I will.
So I don't care. It needs to be Ken Haynes and Kimberly Brown, because
Most definitely.
I need to know. I need to know about this secret of Mike coming back and nobody spilling them beans.
I
I'm
think
shocked that Kimberly didn't even say anything like there's going to be
Well,
something you guys to look out for. It's going to be great.
I think, see, and that's the thing. We've had a lot of, comments about, we have a lots of things in store for you, but it's always been very general comments.
Right,
But
exactly.
I think that I think whoever, is kind of put their hand a little on the steering wheel in the last year or so, I think that's part of what that change is. Them being able to up their ability to keep a secret. Like, remember, Tanner went over quite a bit of the things that, they did to try to conceal his presence from not just from the fans, but even from the cast and the crew. So that sounds like some, international super spy shit.
Yeah, they done changed the man parking spot. They done renamed him. He come in on the dark clothing. I mean, they did it well.
Exactly. I mean, and the only reason you had us being so dogmatic about Finn's apparent, not death, was that one, we never got a conclusion, an actual confirmation of it on screen that really counted. Lee's very sketchy visit to the hospital, and then the fact that they pulled Tanner out of the credits so fast, it gave us whiplash.
It did, yes, and don't forget her lingo, how she talked present term about him. She never talked past tense.
Right. Yeah, I'm with Queen Libra, the cloak and dagger of it all. So I want to say that if they were able to be this obvious with the exception of those clues with Tanner, and go through all those links to even convince the cast and crew that he was gone, I would say that they probably would have had a fairly good shot at keeping somebody like Ken Haynes on the DL, because one, even though we know who his character is, right, more recent viewers of Bold and the Beautiful would have no idea, because I think the last time he was on air was in 2010, so it has been a minute.
Yes.
So there's a very good chance that a lot of people who, even if they did see him, they may not have recognized who he was. Right. And so keeping him a secret probably would have just required them to be careful from Jump Street and just, keep it on the DL. But yeah, I totally agree. We need a Bold Live event with Kimberly and with Ken Haynes. That would be fantastic.
I'm ready for it. Is that Sam come back?
No, I think Sam has
left the bed.
No. Okay,
so
girl.
Listen.
Wait, there she is.
Yeah, so I could hear y'all the whole time. I was in the YouTube side, so I was listening here, but I was on the some side in YouTube. I was chatting. I was trying to tell y'all that before when Esme was at the house alone, she was sitting on the Chase lounge and she was writing either a letter or she was writing in her journal. Then Spencer came in first. And at this point, I'm waiting for it to get further, but she was not anywhere near a drink so far. Now, I'm still in the episode and I can't fast forward because it's on demand. And there's about 19 more minutes left for the episode. So that's where it is now, and I will continue it, and I'll let you know, because if Esme put anything in that drink, shiver me timbers, because I missed it and I was dead on it.
I don't think she did. I'm gonna be
I
honest.
don't think so
I
either.
don't think she did.
I don't think so either, because I'm taking I took my time to go back and watch something that's playing on mute that I can't fast forward that I watched weeks ago. So
Yeah.
just to prove myself wrong. So yeah.
And I could have blinked because, I've been on puppy duty all week. So it's possible that I could have blinked and missed it. But I try to watch her things because I love Esme. Like, I absolutely adore everything that Esme does because she's so calculated. Like, she is the blueprint. She don't need Ryan Chamberlain. Esme is a freaking evil genius all by herself. Like, look at all this shit she done did to folks. She don't need Ryan.
And it looks like she has come into her own and she realizes that. She already told Ryan that she's not going to go down for him. She already has a backup plan. She already asked, but then what about me? Esme ain't no damn fool.
Right.
Esme was playing in the kiddie pool when she was over there playing them little cat and mouse games with Spencer, Trina, and Cam. Now she playing with the big dogs now. We're going to have a hooter daddy, hopefully, between Spencer and Nick. And I do want it to be Nick's because I want Esme to have power.
Yes, honey. I want her to be the next Mrs. Cassidy. And I called that months ago, honey. When she got to that house, I was like, she coming. Mm-hmm. She coming for the heir apparent. That girl ain't moving that house for no damn Spencer. She got plans.
Mm-hmm. You see how fast she busted down for Nick? Spencer is just a pawn.
She been grooming Nick this whole time.
Right, something she can bat around like a cat with a toy mouse.
Right. And she ain't even really broke a sweat over, but she been grooming Spencer. I mean, she been grooming Nicholas this whole time. Mm-hmm. And thinks that he's sitting there being this mature father figure. No, honey, Lolita got your ass.
And but good.
And she got you good. And I want her to have a baby. I want Spencer to have a little bitty sibling that pops out of Esme, but not before he thinks it's his. Trina don't want him no more, no way. Trina done moved on with Rory, and he's a better choice for her.
It wasn't Esme flirting with that boy today.
She probably was because she knows it'll get under Trina's skin.
So I just hit pause. I ran into the bedroom real quick to see if Spencer and Esme was back on, and they are. I hit pause so I can come back and get the phone, and I'm coming back. And I'm going to hit play again because this would be her opportunity before Nick gets there to do something to the bottles. Okay. So, yeah, y'all can continue. Okay. In a few minutes, you know how I go.
We on bated breath waiting on you to finish these last 19 minutes. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Well, we pretty much know. We pretty much know. I did not see Esme do anything to any liquor. Now, so her and Nick, not her and Nick, but her and Spencer gonna argue now, and this is gonna be the breakup argument. I take it. So this is would be when she would spike the drink if it's gonna spike.
I don't think it happens.
I still don't. Amaya saying I still don't get how Hope sees them at the bungalow and not Liam if they're on a trip or at the coast.
Because Liam probably is getting the bags out of the car, or he's probably ran to go get them some towels or some ice or something. He probably on some kind of little quick errand where, Room service forgot to get us some extra towels. I go get them real quick. Or, oh, we need ice for these drinks I want to make, and he gets
You
the ice. Or Hope goes to get the ice. Oh, I go get the ice. You do this, that, and the other. And he doing this, that, and the other. And she finna to go get the ice. And she walked past this. Well, if she's seeing them through a window, yeah, that's possible.
or worse, she sees them leaving the hotel.
Or she sees them going in from the beach, like down a hallway, and she walks down and sees them throwing pillows around, peeking around doorways and shit.
Mm-hmm. Because they're obviously someplace where they don't have to be careful.
Wait,
Yeah,
Amaya
well, they
said
don't
Annika
think
said
they have
Hope
to be
sees
careful.
more than a pillow fight.
Yeah, I saw that spoiler too. That Hope sees more than a pillow fight.
Because it was written in a soap opera digest what Annika was telling about it. I read it somewhere out there on Twitter that she saw the pillow fight and more than that. So the pillow fight and they fell in bed. Probably Eric started having chest pains. I just want him to have a heart attack so bad.
I want him to have a coronary and I want him flaccid.
Correct.
Both.
I don't want him to be able to get up at all for nobody.
Exactly.
All this started because he had to have a boner.
Yep.
Exactly.
Started because he couldn't function without it. He had to send his wife out on a wild goose chase and all kind of things because he just couldn't. His ego was so bruised that he just didn't know what to do. I mean, please.
Exactly.
Sorry.
And then not to mention him with his hands all over Quinn. Now the thing that caught me today, even Quinn's mind is going back to Quarter, despite her efforts to not think about it and focus on Eric. I'm like, girl, you fighting the wrong damn fight.
Focus on Eric still ain't having sex with her. What the hell she got to focus on except for the last time she had sex, and that was with Carter. Eric brought her home to live the life of a damn monk nun.
Yep.
There, knowing that he wasn't gonna be able to give nothing to her, so she gotta sit there and think about because when was the last time she had sex with Eric? She can't remember. That's why all she got to think about is Carter.
Because she's still in the same position she was when she fell into Carter's arm in the first place.
Exactly.
She was emotionally separated from her husband and sexually frustrated. Now, at least Eric at this point is paying her some attention. He was straight up ghosting the last time, but he's still gaslighting her at this point.
Yes, he is.
He's only paying her attention because he feels guilty, not because he feels anything else.
Exactly.
Not no
He's giving her clowns.
Right.
And he's still because when the show opened up with him designing in the living room, he was thinking about Donna saying, "You will always be the great love of my life." He don't give a damn about his wife.
No,
it's all about his ego. That's the thing. This whole thing has always just been about his ego. He's not caring about anybody. He's made Donna his mistress and a cheap one at that, and he's laughing at his wife that is being loyal and faithful behind her back.
Yes, he is. Amen.
He has got to suffer.
Yes, amen. I agree.
I'm waiting for his little house. I'm waiting for his little house of cards to come crashing down on him.
And hopefully it comes down to what he said. With it hurting more than his penis. The greatest extension of his penis is forced to creations. Let Quinn have some power there, and Bill move his way back in.
Because as far as I'm
always lose the company over his penis.
Exactly. Which I honestly thought he was too old to still be doing, but I guess that's dumbass me. For real, because I was like, I thought the whole point. I thought we was past this part of the story at this point, bro. That we were past the Forrester shares and ownership being up for grabs because you can't control your Wawa.
Nope. That we can see that will never be the case. Just as long as Eric can rub up against something, he's liable to slip up on the paperwork. The blood goes straight to his head. Well, maybe it leaves his head and goes down to the other one. and he can't think straight enough to get a decent contract done for the people he's sleeping with.
No, not
So
even that. He can't even be bothered to protect the family assets.
no, he
Exactly.
hasn't left anything for Richard and Rick and Bridget.
Child, they
Mm-mm.
could have their own.
Bro, to be honest, Bridget doesn't really have any interest in the company anyway. She got her own thing going. She never
Yeah,
really
I
did.
just wonder financially, is they on their own basically?
She was more interested in Jackie M than she would have been in Forrester Creation.
Well, that answers my question. That Forrester Creation ain't her she's not looking to retire
No.
on it.
Mm-mm.
No,
Mm-mm.
she hasn't. She's some type of doctor. I'm not sure exactly what type, but she's a doctor,
Probably
and she
Nobody
general
knows.
seems to
medicine.
be.
Nobody knows.
She
Probably
Just
seems
like
to
general.
be.
and Grace.
Right. She
Well,
probably is just
We
general
still have
medicine.
no idea what Jack does for a living.
no, we don't.
Jack, who Jack?
Jack Finnegan.
Daddy.
Oh, Jack Fan.
She
Jack
just
Finnegan. Ted King was looking like a snack dope during his bold live. Yes, Auntie. I see him totally different now.
Who you talk about, Ted King?
Ted King, honey. He
Oh
was looking like a
yeah.
snack.
Oh no, that's not Ted King. He was looking more like what was his name on One Like to Live?
was
What was his
He
name?
looked.
Ooh
He looked a little. He
Alcazar.
looked. He looked a little Lorenzo Alcazar to me.
Yeah, he was looking
man.
mighty hot.
Yes he did. Yes he did. I was like, go ahead now, stud.
Yes.
y'all.
I could see Jack and Taylor. I mean, it looked
I
like
can't
Taylor
do.
and Lee gonna be bickering with each other
I gotta wonder why.
because
Mm-hmm.
Lee is gonna say again that you Foresters, you know, you
and not
Foresters.
but she ain't taking into account that this woman have lost her life, her family because of Sheila just as well.
Yeah, but Lee
What
don't care
Lee
nothing
is
about that.
being
All
right.
Lee
Lee
care about
being
is
is
Ken.
very she's being very one sided when it comes to this.
Yep.
She don't all she see is just that she's lost. Everybody done lost before this happened. It had nothing to do. They didn't know that they didn't know that Sheila was the dang on mama.
Yeah, but
Hell,
Lee don't care about that. All Lee care about is
that's all
what's best
Jack's
for
fault.
Ken. So it looks like Sheila and Lee might agree that Steffi needs to be left out of the loop because Sheila can't stand Steffi and she always wanted her out the way. And Lee is blaming the Foresters. So that looks like they're gonna have that much common ground. That might be enough common ground for them to strike up that
And if
deal.
that And if that happens, I'm
It's gonna
officially off the
happen.
team. If that happens, I'm officially off team lead. Say it first. I'm officially off team lead because at the end of the day, he chose her as his wife. You can do all that you can once he wake up. You can't do nothing else. You got to tell him the facts. You got to tell him
But
everything.
they're
You
not
can't
going to
run
tell
his
him
life
the
for him.
facts. So what's going to happen is Sheila and Lee are going to be in cahoots together, just unwilling partners, but they have no choice but to be partners in trying to get Finn healthy and keep his identity, his being alive, a secret from them damn Foresters.
And if that happens, then I wouldn't blame Steffi if she look at Leah differently and look at her like you a team up with Sheila. I
But
wouldn't
so
give
that's
a
the thing.
damn.
We're trying to get a grand reunion for Steffi and Finn. The whole point
Mhm.
is for people to be keeping them apart.
Yeah. So that it's more magical and fairy tale and epic when they get together against all odds. They found their way back to each other. It was destiny. Now that's destiny.
Now
Right.
that's
Finn
destiny.
Finn
That's
literally
some
gave his
destiny for
life.
your ass.
Finn literally gave his life for the woman that he loved, and he
Mhm.
fought death to come back to her. He
Yeah.
fought death, two mothers, a father, the law, you name it, to get to
Mhm.
the love of his life. And when they
Mhm.
reunite, it's gonna be
Fireworks.
magical.
Hold up. They gonna throw fireworks in it.
No, I hope they don't do fireworks. Hopefully they'll be in Monaco and maybe they own the Stella Maris.
Oh no, I just still a mark.
You never know.
It was called the Steffi at one time.
It
It
sure
was the
was.
Stephanie.
It sure was.
It was
So
The
called the Stephanie.
she might have
Mhm.
voter rights. You know, we don't know. We don't know what was all in that.
You never know. Bill might gift it to Steffi. He loves giving her grand gifts.
He was trying to give her back the house that she grew up in.
Man,
Kelly can grow up
he had decorate that nurses for Kelly in her own
Yes.
bedroom. I was like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Hey, but at least he was nodding the history because that was Steffi's old room.
Yep.
Mhm.
Bill was going all out though.
Yes, he did.
Grow up where you grew up. In the very same room where you grew up with your sister Phoebe. I was like, look at this man.
I loved him at that time. At that time, in that moment, I was like, Bill, you so sweet.
He ain't
Well,
never did nothing like that for Brooke.
He
no,
ain't
not
gonna
at
never
all.
do nothing like that for the slut.
Baby.
Now, on that note, I have a few things to go take care of, so I will see y'all hopefully next week. But
Ma'am.
given how things may fall out with this congressional hearing shit, we may not have drinks after until
Reginald was in
Tuesday.
here.
Oh, Reginald's here. He just
Go ahead, Reginald.
late.
Hello.
He said, y'all missed me. Yes.
So I am going to check with y'all next week. Y'all have a good night.
Good
Good night.
Hi, darling.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
We ain't gonna tarry for much longer. We just trying to wait on Sam to finish this episode.
Yep, I got my eyes glued to the TV right now.
That's all we waiting on. And then we going to bed because it's 9:30 and I have a contract with myself that says I have to be in the bed by 10 o'clock, no later than 10:30. And I don't want to break that contract because I'm on a roll now. Like I go to bed early, you guys. When I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not angry because it's early. I'm like, okay, I feel like I've gotten enough sleep. I can get up out the bed now and not be angry. But before I was staying up to like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, still trying to get up at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, mad at my dog. It ain't her fault that she got to go to the bathroom. She just slept for 8 hours. If I put my feet on the floor, I got to go to the bathroom too. But just mad because I got to get out of the bed and come and start my life. But now I'm getting in the bed early and I'm just like, okay, I can start my life right now. I can do this today. I'm able to get all my water in without fighting at the end of the night trying to cram it in because I got an early start. So I'm excited. So yeah, I can't blow my what do you call it when you do things? I can't
Routine.
No, not that. When you have so many things that you've done in a row, not like a routine, but like habit, I guess. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. When we get off this call, the word's gonna hit me and I'm gonna be laying in the bed tonight and we'll have to wake up and tweet it out.
Your to-do list.
No,
You was in your groove.
no, that's not the word I'm looking for either. I'm gonna ask Google because Google knows what I'm
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about.
Esme ain't did a damn thing to that alcohol. Period. I just watched the episode and she didn't do nothing to that whiskey that we seen. Period.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah. That's settled.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, that's
The
settled.
next time you see her with it, the next time you see her with that bottle, he sees her pouring the alcohol. The 27th, there's a scene where she's drinking by herself, but I didn't see anything either. So, but maybe I could have missed
So
it.
actually, no, look, Nicholas came in the room and he drank actually first before, because remember, Esme did come to the room, saw that he was there. She stepped away from the door. Remember, she took off her jacket
Yep.
and then walked in. So even before Esme walked in the room, Nick went straight to that bottle, poured him a drink, and drank all of it. Now, when Esme goes in there, and she's going to do the same thing, she's going to pour a drink, and Nick is going to drink the rest of hers. There was no Esme did not poison the drink or put nothing in that drink.
So
No.
they was in full capacity. All their senses when they got it on.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
this
might have
was
had, yeah, they had the whiskey in their system, but other than that, they had lust that had been building up for weeks.
right, because she's been grooming him. Oh, Nicholas, I know how you feel. We're both here in this house, two people who just want to be loved, and yet we're so unloved. I'm
Yep.
so glad that I have you to talk to. I'm so glad that you're here. Ava and Spence just don't understand how we need to be loved. She has groomed that man since the minute she stepped foot in that house and started making them damn doe eyes and crying them fake ass tears and moving out with her fake ass unpacked suitcase.
Right.
Now you see what SB writer wrote. I like that, Bubbles. I like that. Now I'll take it like that. If Lee finna be vindictive, I'll take it like this.
Wait, where are we at?
In the comments
I have
on
two
YouTube.
sets of comments.
On YouTube.
Okay.
I have faith in Lee. I think she will work with Sheila to keep Finn away from Steffi for a bit. But once she sees how much Finn needs and misses Steffi, she'll let him reunite with her.
That's a true statement because they're gonna reunite. I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm always gonna be Team Lee. I don't care if she don't change her mind. I don't care if he got to fight to get back to Steffi. I'm gonna be Team Lee because she's right. Their lives were perfect until they met these Foresters and their damn baggage. Then that's when she found out her husband's a damn liar and been lying to her for 30 years. Like all of this stuff came into her life when her son met them people. Them
But
people.
that has her being everything, every bit mad at not being in the dark anymore. Don't be mad because you out of the darkness. Be happy that they done helped you get up out of this space that Jack done put you in for 30 odd years. This
But
is all Jack's fault.
but
They ain't
she
got nothing to do with the forces.
it is 100% Jack's fault that Sheila is in her life. But since Sheila is in their lives, it's now the Foresters' fault because Sheila's wanting in with them, and he just happens to be her son. And now that's what brings her out of the woodwork is that he's married a Forester. So now she want to bring her crazy ass out of. If he had never married a Forester, because she said she followed Finn's life.
Yeah,
So
she came out of nowhere. She came out of nowhere. And
the
she followed his life. She seen when he graduated. She seen when he went to medical school. She stayed under her rock. Once she put out that wedding announcement,
she
that's
came
when exactly.
and that's
And
Lee's.
that's when Jack was supposed to tell her, you know what? I do have something to tell you because it might happen. It might come to fruition. And he did not. He stayed with his tail between his legs and acted like little B that he is. And he let her find out when everybody else found out.
And that's why I don't blame her through none of it because this whole time Sheila has been quietly watching from the shadows. But the minute he gets tied up with a Forester, that's what brings her into their lives. And so I can't blame her for not wanting him around them people. Their whole lives went topsy turvy because of them people.
Mm-hmm.
You said
And that's the facts in it. That's the facts per Lee's perspective. Exactly.
Right.
So that's why I can take that story for what it is and see Lee's perspective. And I appreciate Lee. If it wasn't for Lee, Finn would be dead.
Right.
So Lee can do no wrong in my opinion.
I can't be mad at her.
Mm-mm.
Jack
I can't, especially the way she was, how courageous she was with Sheila in that jail cell. I mean, she stared Sheila down. Sheila scared her when Sheila said that she was getting on her nerves. You can tell that Lee was scared, but she was courageous and she stood up anyway and said, "I don't care." Ooh, girl, Lee was on fire. She was on fire.
SB Ryder says Jack was a coward, but I hope he's redeemed. I hope he's the one who convinces Lee to free Finn to go to Steffi. I don't think his opinion carries much weight with Lee anymore. He
Mm-hmm.
can say what he wants, but boy, if you better get out of my face because you the whole reason why we here in the first place. If you had said something 30 years ago, I could have been prepared for this crazy ass bitch. I could have maybe gone to Genoa City, talked to Lauren Fenmore, see what kind of life she had with Sheila in the Shadows. I could have came and talked to Stephanie Forrester before she died to see what mercury poisoning feels like. But you ain't give me that opportunity because you lied this whole time. And now this crazy chick just popped up on the scene and our lives have exploded. Boy, you couldn't tell me the sky was blue and the sun was shining if I walked outside and saw it myself. His opinion ain't gonna carry no weight with Lee. Because if it did, she would have told him that Ben is still alive. And what did she say? I'm the only one that knows you're alive, son.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, SB Writer, we do have a lot of great actors that get wasted on this show. I mean, Ted King has been wasted to this point. I mean, we really haven't seen him at all. He's filming now, but he has been wasted to this degree. I mean, Heather Tom, she's been wasted to some degree. At least we've got her back on screen now that Catherine's off. But let's hope that we see a lot more of Ted King and a lot more of Ted King for a lot longer to come.
Sheila is known for switching embryos, so I hope Finn still isn't hers. See, Miss Libra Queen, that would be a thing, except for Jack shot up the club, so she didn't have no need to be getting no embryos or implanting no nothing. Jack bought tickets. He got a backstage at all access pass behind the Velvet Rope tour, and then he went in there and shot up the club, and that's how we got Finn.
Yeah.
Gave us that story because him and Lee was going through some things. She couldn't have a baby, which is the hardest part because she was trying to have a baby. She couldn't have no baby. And somehow Sheila got into the mix like she do, because that's what Sheila do. And yeah, they shot up the club. They had a for real affair. He laid down with her and he sowed the seeds of love and planted a little Finnegan.
Oh,
I
but you know,
want
with Mike
the
back on the
clock.
scene, Mike was Sheila and Mike got pretty cozy. I mean, somebody threw it out on Twitter today that what if Mike is Finn's bio dad?
Child, I would love the hell out of that if Finn was actually Mike's child. Do you know how much I would scream if Finn was Mike's kid? Like the she devil and her number one henchman having a baby. Finn should just be pure evil based on that.
Yeah, but
You
they
know,
seem to do the opposite with the kids.
I mean, when you bring up kids, now that you done brought up kids,
Stephanos' kids is evil. Look at that damn Susan. I'm not Susan. What Chris?
Kristen, I love Kristen. Kristen's not evil. She's misunderstood.
Her ass is adopted. She ain't even Stephanos' seed.
Exactly. It's nature versus nurture.
She
Yeah,
said
it's
that damn.
Finn was raised by Jack and Lee in a loving, wonderful adoptive home. He didn't want for anything. They had a wonderful little family. So therefore Finn is fantastic.
I mean, I agree. I ain't got nothing against, but I'm just saying, I can see how if he was to wake up with a chip on his shoulder, um, that didn't ever go away, and just wanting to crack heads all the time, like I ain't gonna be mad about that either.
Hey, listen, I am never gonna say that I wouldn't want a character to be able to go all the way over to that side to damn near MF if need be, just to take care of business. That's the kind of man I want. I want a man that's gonna take care of business, whatever the business entails, whatever it's required. You feel me? So I wouldn't mind if Finn had enough edge that could take care of all matters. But I don't want to also lose all of what I have about Finn. So yeah, I mean, I
You
want
got
the
another
classic
head.
Finn I have, but if the occasion calls for it, I need him to be able to take care of the situation.
Did y'all forget how he blew up at his daddy with his mama and his wife on each side of him? That's
You
enough
said,
edge for
"Don't
me.
call me that."
Man, do
That
you
I be
remember
loving
that?
that when I think
Do you
about when he
remember how he got down on Liam? I mean, how much more edge do y'all want? Y'all want this boy to be out here setting folks up to be stung by bees?
No, no, I just want him to. I just want him to be able to slap a beat down. You know, whether it
What?
be a forward hand, a backhand, a
I'm
punch in the stomach, whatever
I,
it takes.
I want him to go to
be
jail.
trying to know. I'm be trying to know his next person he gonna spaz out on is Sheila, and Sheila is gonna kidnap that baby, and she gonna leave that cactus in that crib.
Because
I
wouldn't
ain't
she?
picking up on
I
that
mean, wouldn't it make
storyline.
sense for Sheila to try to kidnap Hayes to bring him to Finn to make Finn wake up or make
No,
him better?
no. I'm saying he gonna spaz out on Sheila. Finn is going to wake up and remember. And he's not going to be because she made it a point to say, "Well, Finn had we had grown, and what she say they had a relationship, and made it seem like that they were mother and son." He gonna wake up and he's going to do to her like he did to his daddy and to Liam, and she's going to feel like she has nothing left in the world but Hayes, and she gonna that baby.
Yep. I 100% believe and agree with that. Y'all know I've been saying since she came on the scene that she's gonna take that baby.
Yep. She
Yep.
be always talking about that baby. That Hayes is that's her lifeline to doing everything over. That's her last hope. So if she lose Finn, okay, I'll just get Hayes.
Ain't fixing to be no baby in no family and Sheila in town and the baby don't get kidnapped. That ain't we ain't
Okay?
having that. That
I'm
baby
telling you.
be absconded,
Mhm.
kidnapped, snatched,
I'm
taken,
telling you.
burned. This baby
Mhm.
is fixing to be a gone girl.
Mm.
He might as well go and pack his nappy sack because Nana's coming to get him.
Mm-mm-mm.
And
Nana,
if her accomplice don't be Mike, he gonna bring Morgan back.
Right, because literally it's seeming like a story where Morgan and who was it? Morgan and Tim was
Tom.
was it Tim or Tom?
Tom.
Morgan and Tom kidnapped Steffi,
uh-huh.
and we finna get Sheila and Mike kidnapping Hayes.
Yes. Yes.
A
That's what
play on
I had
history.
thought that
So
they were
so
gonna get
that's more.
kidnapped at the same time.
So that's gonna feed the flames of sin is the new Tridge.
Yes.
Sin is Tridge.
Yes, they are the new Nutrients. Yes, yes, I can't believe anything otherwise. Do you see the pictures of them side by side with her daddy and her mama? I said, hold on, they do look like each other. They
Yeah,
ain't the same as hell.
Mm-hmm.
great casting.
Yes, that's one good looking couple. That's one nice looking family. I was looking
So
at
that's just
I was
me.
on Tara's page retweeting all her gifs that she's been doing of sin the past few days.
So if
Beautiful work.
Hayes is Thomas, that means Stephen finna get pregnant with twins. I'm just saying, if they finna redo
Hayes
Trish,
is Steffi.
and
Hayes
no,
is
no,
Steffi.
no, Hayes is Thomas because Thomas is first.
But
Thomas
but
is
Steffi was
first.
the one that was kidnapped.
I know, but I'm saying as far as chronological order, as far as the kids,
She's
Thomas is
she's counting Cinnabon. She's not counting Kelly because Kelly's a Spencer. She's saying if we're gonna have tree if Sin is the new Tridge, then
Mm-hmm.
Hayes is the new Thomas, which means if Steffi and Finn have kids again, their next set should be twins.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
She get
I
her
would
twins
definitely be
from
down for that.
she get her twins from Finn and not
We
from
get our
nobody else. So,
Twinnabuns. We
yes,
get Twinnabuns.
twin of buns with an S.
Twinnabuns.
Yes.
y'all. That would be so amazing if Steffi
Wouldn't
could.
that be? Ooh, Steffi finally get some twins. Ooh, that'd be great.
Would
Oh,
that not be
SB Writer said
amazing?
that was in Ted King's. Was that in Ted King's Emmy Reel? His confrontation with Finn, Jack and Finn's confrontation. That is why
Ooh.
Ted King was nominated for an Emmy.
His Emmy reel though, but if he did,
I think it was. Yes, I think you're right, Sam.
because that was good.
That really was good. And that one, that tear, when he popped that tear out, I said, oh, Jack, oh, you dirty dog. But he's right, though. Ooh. I felt so bad for him because Finn read his ass. He read his ass for the filth that he was.
My baby. I would love for my babies to sin to have twins, child. That would
Yes,
just be everything.
yes, that would be everything.
Steffi always wanted a house full of kids. She wanted a big family.
That's
Yep,
what she said. Yes.
and
It's
that
what she
tracks.
right. It is true to history. She always wanted a big family.
And Finn was the only child, so he's one with like a big family too. So
Yep. That's
it
why he
would
bought
make
that big
sense.
house on the beach. He said he imagined to fill it up with kids.
Yep. Oh,
Yep. Finn and Steffi, they really meant for each other.
I hope they do have twins, you guys.
Me
Wouldn't
too.
that be good? Wouldn't that be
Yeah,
good?
because we would have an opportunity to get a Phoebe, to finally get Phoebe.
Yeah.
But she can't name it the baby Phoebe because
She named no, no, don't even do it. If Lily, it was her name. If Lizzie could be named Beth, and they steal that child name and name Hope baby Beth, then Vicarious was supposed to be her baby name with Wyatt. Oh yeah, Phoebe, that's her name. That's her sister name, her twin sister. She can rename her actual child named Phoebe. Yes, and I want both of them twins to have an S and a P name. It's gonna be Phoebe part 2 and some Stephanie, Stevie, some I don't know, but it's gonna
two
be.
boys. She could have twin boys.
It sure can be 2 boys.
But we ain't gonna have another Steven because that name has been marred by the Logan banner.
Mm-mm.
We would have to come up with a different name.
Oh no, not Stevie. I said Stevie. Like they used to call Stephanie as her nickname. They can call him her baby Stevie.
Yeah, that's true. He could be Stevie Finnegan.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that nice?
Finnegan.
And Amaya said about Hayes' name. Okay, I gotta say this, and I'm gonna go because my phone on 2%.
And we
Taylor,
this
Taylor's name is still Taylor Hayes. It's not Taylor Hamilton. So it's not truly disrespectful because if she's still carrying her ex-husband name, that is still her legal name, and that is respectful to Taylor. But if she went back to being Hamilton, then and they still named the baby Hayes, then I would see the disrespect, and I
Right.
understand.
She has made the decision that her maiden name is now Hayes. I'm
Exactly.
divorced and I chose to keep my married last name. It's gonna be my last name till I die, even though my ex-husband is an asshole.
And she did the same thing that Tina Turner did. She fought to keep that name because
Exactly.
that's the name that her business was built under. So you're not going to go and switch to a name that don't nobody know.
Right.
You trying to escape this asshole.
Exactly. It's very modern.
She started her medical
very
career
modern.
at Taylor Hayes.
Right.
For a woman to keep her married name if she chooses to. I mean, it makes no sense to keep going from one person to the next. Once you join in legal marriage, you are joined and you are one. That's just the way it is.
Yes, that is it.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, I'm gonna bid a good night on that bit of woman's progression.
Well, we will be here on Monday and see what kind of scraps we get for the week, y'all.
All right.
All right. I will see you ladies on Monday.
Good
Bye,
night,
guys. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, Amaya. Good night.
Good night, Queen Libra. Good night, Amaya.
Good night, SP Writer.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy. Bye, Reginald.
Bye, Reginald. Bye, Sue Ellen. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.